Isn't Lucifer Jesus' brother in Mormonism too?
Yep.
So
This
that
is
means-
evil. They're using the evil twin trope. It's pretty cool. He's like, Satan is lore to Jesus' data. It's pretty awesome.
That's it. Okay, I'm gonna play a video for everybody, and I want you to tell me.
How about you just play a video for some of us?
Okay.
And then the rest can't see it.
So you want me to leave Hugo out?
Yeah, Hugo is a piece of...
Not wrong.
I think we can all agree that Hugo sucks and Jake is where it's at.
Yes.
Like,
Team
they're a package deal, so you gotta have Hugo and Jake, but really it should just be Jake. Hugo.
It'd be like a little whisper, like, and Hugo.
I mean, not even an
Because we have
afterthought.
to. Shane
It's
in
like
the corner. Sometimes he can
the
hear
Bible
him cry.
Reloaded with Jake, and then maybe in like really small, like size 6 font featuring Hugo.
Some days when we let him out.
So let me know if at any point this makes sense to you, what this woman is about to say.
Wow.
Okay.
That's quite an introduction, Ben.
Yeah.
You got me curious. I'm fascinated now.
Okay, folks, let me just sum up. I Skyped with Terrence Jenkins last night. I finally heard from him after a silence of 1.5 months. Around June the 21st, when Terrence was Skyping with me, Brent Spiner said, "Hey, yoo-hoo, Terrence."
Yeah, she's hanging out with Data from Star Trek, ironically enough.
Brent Spiner. Wow, so is that what made you think of this when I referenced that?
I mean, I had it next in the order.
So
here.
it was
coincidence.
It was magic.
Yep.
No, it was not. I don't believe in coincidence. I think it was Jesus.
Oh.
This is divine planning, Ben.
Okay, so
how can you deny the touch of Christ?
This is when her story gets a little more bizarre.
No, it's fine. She's
Something's
right.
going on with Matthew McConaughey's penis, and what was happening
Right.
was all of my man's penis.
Brent Spiner told her that something's going on with Matthew McConaughey's penis.
So was Brent Spiner what?
In real life, like Spiner.
So Brent
was like,
Spiner
I gotta
was-
Call someone. I just found out some big news. Who do I call? The lady with the weird hookah shell necklace. I'll call her. And then she picks up and she's like, "Hey, Brent Spiner, I really liked you as dating." And he's like, "Shut up. Listen, I have news.
Something's
She's
wrong
like,
with
"Good, I'm really
Matthew
excited.
McConaughey's
You're Brent
dick."
Spiner, we're friends." And then Brent Spiner says, "Something wrong with Matthew McConaughey's dick." And she's like, "What?" And then we'll find out.
We're being attacked.
It smells like feta cheese.
There was a very
Tastes like
serious
Gouda, though. It's so
malware.
confusing.
Hold on, they get malware in their dick. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm following
In the
so
computers
far.
system at Church of Gail, and it caused all the men at Church
Right.
of Gail to
Church
cause
of
them to
Gail.
have all sorts of penis afflictions. It was
Right,
very
penis
painful.
afflictions.
And let me just, they spent, the ordeal with the penises lasted for at least a good week in that.
That sounds like it could be a
June
book in the
21st to
Bible.
June-
The ordeal of the penises.
With the penises.
That almost could be like a Star Wars subtitle. Star Wars Episode 8, Ordeal of the Penises. Dun, 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 dun.
June 28th, they were just having this ordeal with penises.
Right.
Because of Jesuit trigger
Trial
programming
by
on the
penis.
Church of Gail computers. They spent a lot of time in sick bay.
Okay.
Hold on. Where did she say they spent time?
Sick bay.
Because they're on the
In sick
they're on
bay.
the
Because they're on the
Enterprise.
Enterprise.
Yeah. So Brent Spiner
Brent Spiner probably. I wonder if.
Brents have an
was-
actual USS Enterprise.
Yeah.
Right, you know?
And he-
Captain
and-
Picard comes in, it's like, number one, something's wrong with my dick.
And he's like, "Okay, we'll take
Let me
care of
let me
it."
take a look at that, Captain, I guess.
Whatever.
Shoots that little. Jordy looks at it with his weird visor. Makes
Yeah.
Someone
really
shoots
good.
it with a phaser on stun. Let's see if this fixes the problem.
With
That-
the stun dick.
That would be the next leaked video on the internet. TJ stunning himself in the genitals.
I'm gonna make that now.
God damn it.
I don't care how long it takes. And I'm not gonna use special effects either. I'm gonna build an actual phaser.
Matthew practically had a vagina at that point.
Wow.
What? That's not how penises work.
He practically had a vagina. That's how bad it was.
What is this?
What did it do? It inverted and
Did it
fucking.
go in?
It went inside, and a labia fucking started forming around the edge. Did it just shrink into a clitoris, and then the balls, like, fucking sucked into his body and formed a cavity? What the fuck happened?
Yeah, we have the same exact.
What happened was Vladimir Putin, they found out.
What? What? Is this like a game of Mad Libs? What's going on here?
This is the greatest story I've ever heard, and it's
This
not
is-
even done.
This is Mad Libs. This is like, let's interject random story elements into this fucking narrative until it...
So we have Brent Spiner.
Name a person. Okay, Brent Spiner.
We have
Matthew McConaughey.
and his vagina penis, and now we have this. Like,
Vladimir
What?
Putin. Putin's coming for you.
Spiner knows
getting-
some shit though.
Spiner is
he's
getting
got
into some
the
shit.
inside scoop on like all the things.
Matthew McConaughey and Brent Spiner are into some weird shit.
Apparently.
His bladder exploded. They had to put him in stasis where they froze him, and all sorts of things happened to him. He had heart attacks, and right in the middle of an operation to fix him for a heart attack, he woke up, and then he judo chopped the doctor. He felt bad about that, but this is like gut reflex with Vladimir.
What the?
It's a gut
No,
reflex for
no,
Vladimir.
This can't be. This has got to
Vladdy.
be some sort of like
What
a
is
thing
it?
that you do with friends and you share it and you're like, you look at my Mad Lib, look how it turned out. Like
No, I think maybe she's just drunk. I don't know.
that's more. She doesn't sound drunk.
She's really used to it. She's a very lucid drunk.
Vladimir
And he,
Putin.
And then when he woke up, he heroically pushed himself, which explains why the accurate pictures of Vladimir in the media made him look like he was almost dead. And he managed to fly Church.
Stop.
No.
Stop the songs. They suck. You suck at singing.
The final
garbage.
countdown.
Putin.
Gail down to China.
Vladimir
And on the
Putin.
way down, several nukes almost hit them because they were, I guess they were going so fast. The Earth radars are not as good as Church of Gail radars, and they thought that
Yeah,
Church of Gail
that
was
makes
a
sense.
Nukkaki or a nuke.
The Church of Gail, I mean, you know, we've all heard
is
of
it?
them, right? The Church of Gail. They have the best radars, dude.
Like Gail, like Oprah's friend Gail.
Yep. Church of Gail, dude. Church of Gail, they got the best radars. Don't you know that? Better than the U.S. government has.
I have been misled.
Matthew McConaughey has a vagina, and Brent Spiner is somehow involved, and so is Vladimir Putin. He karate chopped somebody.
No, he judo chopped. It's way different. Judo is defensive.
Oh, right, judo chop.
I wouldn't
Right.
normally.
Sorry.
I wouldn't normally put all of these people together in this group. How do they all know each other?
They're all friends. They're like the
Church of
Super
Gail?
Friends. You
The-
ever fucking seen the Super Friends?
Yes,
Well, they're like the Super Friends.
they're the dick malware friends.
Yeah, well, this is like the Legion of Doom gave him a dick virus.
I don't
You know. It's the Church of Gail that's at fault, really.
And Vladimir had to outmaneuver that. And he
Yeah.
heroically, even while his body was like thawing out from being frozen and everything, he managed to bring Church of Gail to land in China. And then he fell
Right.
asleep, and then the rest of the guys took over. I
Uh-huh.
think Brent Spiner was a leader in that.
Good.
And they chose to go to China because Hu Jintao is
Uh-huh.
you know, on my marriage list.
Right.
So they figured that'd be a good place to
What?
try to.
Yeah. No, guys, shut up. She's trying to tell a fucking story here.
I'm sorry. I'm just so.
It makes perfect sense. You just have to listen to what she's
No, I
saying.
totally understand. I'm just.
Yeah, you
really-
gotta follow the fucking story. Open your fucking ears, Hugo, piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm a piece of shit. I get it.
Jake understands. Jake follows this, but Hugo is just having trouble, just like usual.
I'm pretty slow.
Fucking Hugo is like the world's shortest mental midget. I'm sorry. It's just a sad state of affairs, but you know, he really doesn't even deserve to speak. In fact, sometimes I think that he's just like a ventriloquist dummy that Jake uses. And it's like his comic foil. Like, you know, Jake will say some brilliant, insightful shit, and then Hugo will be like, "Duh, me too, boss."
Boss.
Does that mean my hand is always like up inside of him?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're fisting him. It's
That's
beautiful.
Pretty accurate, to be fair.
That's what I get
Yep.
out of this. I'm not intellectually involved. I'm anally involved, and that's what matters.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
fix their penises.
Yeah, fix my penis.
So Hu Jintao apparently assigned some Chinese doctors to work on them, and they agreed with the doctors that they would be put under anesthesia and allow the doctors to operate on them. When they woke up, they looked down at their penises and saw this crisscross, just 2 crisscross bandages, and they realized that all of their penises had been surgically removed, and they all had vaginas.
Right.
And,
yeah.
That's like, you don't just lose a penis and then obtain a vagina. You have to take it off and then make a vagina.
They look down, it's like, holy shit, a vag. This isn't what we wanted.
So China, I think, gave
Brent
forceful sex changes to Brent Spiner and Brent.
Brent Spiner, Vladimir Putin, and Matthew McConaughey.
After
the dynamic trio.
After Putin was thawed out and actively dodged nuclear missiles, of course.
Let me ask you guys a question. If you had to fuck Matthew McConaughey's pussy, Brent Spiner's pussy, or Vladimir Putin's pussy.
No, McConaughey.
You're going with McConaughey?
It's between McConaughey and Putin, and I'll tell you why. McConaughey, because he's beautiful. I mean, you can turn him around and you might not be able to tell the difference.
Yeah.
And Putin's a status fuck.
Right.
Like, I mean,
what if Brent Spiner was playing Data at the time you fucked him, though?
That's kind of hot.
I'd go Data. I want him to techno babble at me.
Yeah,
Tell me what my dick's doing.
But he can't feel it because he's an android.
He's emotionless, but then halfway through he turns on the emotion chip from the one movie, Generations.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, now I'm into it. And then Jordy can watch. It'll be good.
Or Crusher.
Sure, especially Crusher.
We have to
Wesley?
Are we talking about Wesley Crusher, or are we talking about...
No, not his mom.
No, Wesley.
No, Wesley, the
Wesley.
hot one.
You want Wesley.
Boy
Wesley.
Genius Wesley Crusher.
Yeah, we need Will Wheaton.
I want him to cradle my balls while Spiner.
Yeah, Will Wheaton cradles your balls as you fuck.
No, not Will Wheaton. He has to be in character.
Okay. Wesley Crusher cradles your balls lovingly while you pound Data's cybernetic pussy.
I guess Will Wheaton. I guess Will Wheaton hates TJ.
Yeah, he does.
It's kind of
It's
funny.
kind of beautiful.
Yeah,
but you know what? I hated Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
I hated Will Wheaton before that, though.
I
hated him first because I hate Wesley Crusher.
That's
because he's a
Will
fucking.
Wheaton. Okay.
He's a nice guy.
He sucks. No.
That's
he
why
sucks
I like
because
him.
here's why he sucks. Because back in the day, like when they had him on Star Trek: The Next Generation, he was like the young fucking kid. But he like. Yeah. I would say in the first 2 seasons, like 50% of the time, it's fucking Wesley Crusher who saves the day. You know, like if only we'd have listened to Wesley. It's like fuck Wesley. He's a fucking cunt. Fucking someone should. I wish Worf would fucking take a batleth and fucking decapitate that piece of shit so we can just be done with it. All right, we've gone too nerdy here. Let's fucking get back to this crazy bitch.
Okay.
They were so mad. And they had been asleep for 2 days.
They were mad.
When they woke up and
you
saw
replaced my penis with a vagina. I am now mad at you.
Chinese doctors and Vladimir.
So is this like fan fiction? I mean, what's going on here?
Fan fiction for what?
I don't know.
What would this be?
It's sex change fanfic, Ben.
You never heard this before, Ben?
No.
It's gender swap, buddy.
Yeah, you need to, like...
Gender swap fan fiction. You know, I mean, like, this is actually stories where Brent Spiner, Matthew McConaughey, and Putin get sex changes. That's actually a genre unto itself.
It has a whole Reddit?
Yeah, that's like, you know, I don't know what you call it, but there's a whole fucking thing dedicated just to that.
It's almost 2015, Ben. Get progressive.
Yeah, get with it, Ben.
And they got the...
get the fuck with it, buddy.
Their penises back. Their penises were in excellent condition because the reason the Chinese doctors stole the penises is because they had small
This penis is in pristine condition.
Wait, they had small, sickly penises, and they were replaced.
It was a poor, wretched, sickly penis. I want to undergo this surgery now. This sounds fun.
Apparently it's a good surgery.
I need to get me this fucking strong, virile penis.
It's a penis upgrade surgery is what it is.
Now TJ has hope.
Penis the size of a salami. I want that. Let's get that going.
And they wanted big ones. So they made their restored penises perfect.
Right.
So with perfectly restored penises, Brent spent 3 days doing surgery to install the penises back on the guy.
Brent
Okay.
personally
Yeah.
Brent did the surgery.
Brent Spiner, the actor,
vagina?
is some sort of penis surgeon.
Did he do his own surgery too?
Apparently.
Brent Spiner. No anesthesia or anything.
For the other men, I won't let them down this time.
He just got in
This time I
character.
accidentally
He's
gave
like,
the
I'm Data.
vaginas."
I can't feel physical pain. I'm just going to operate on my vagina until it's a massive penis.
What have you done to us, Ben?
I ask Ben that all the time. I'm like, why the fuck do you do this to me, Ben? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Where did
You're a
you fucking
sadistic-
find this lady?
Ben is a sadistic piece of shit. It's true. He fucking will torture you with these clips.
He's terribly sadistic.
He's
They left
evil.
Matthew McConaughey's penis alone.
Right.
But
Because it was
the other
already
guys had to
perfect.
get their penises put back on.
Okay.
And then after that, the next job.
No,
was to fix
nothing
the
happened
malware
after that.
on
Come
them.
on. Do we really? Does the story really need more?
Yeah, it's like the last Lord of the Rings movie. You think it's over,
And then
and
it
it just
keeps
keeps
going.
Yeah.
So,
The computers at Church of Gale. They had to ground Church of Gale for quite a while to do
Yeah.
this. So this must have taken like around a month.
Right.
And they spent a month trying to fix it. Finally, they decided a system restore was not working, and they decided to follow my advice and buy videos, and they completely destroyed the computers and just built them brand new from
I'm
the bottom
sorry,
up.
I'm lost. I don't know what's happening now.
I don't.
As
How
far
do we
as
get
I can
from-
tell, the Church of Gale is a fictional starship that she has invented, and all this is happening to the ship or around the ship, and Brett Spiner, Putin, and McConaughey are part of the crew, or something.
Okay.
See, you guys just don't get it. You're not on my level.
Maybe we should drop down to Hugo's level.
Yeah, it makes sense if you're me.
I'm not willing to go down to Hugo's depth. I mean, that's just too far. I mean, I'll do a lot of fucked up shit. If you offer me $5, I will pretty much kill anyone you point at me or point me at, but I'm not going to stoop down to Hugo's level. That's just too much.
Hugo?
Hugo.
You just called him a Hugo.
Hugo.
He's like a fucking airbender.
Hugo.
These new computers are not quite as sophisticated technologically as the ones that they had to destroy. Because that Church of
course
Gale,
not.
Jesus built that church.
Jesus did it.
Oh, wait. Not a
Okay, so
starship,
no,
Hugo.
it's not a starship.
Throwing a wrench into what I thought was happening.
Wait, maybe he's a starship captain though. Maybe
Jesus,
he's like
no.
Kirk and
Jesus,
Picard combined.
fuck you. Jesus is an admiral in Starfleet.
Yes.
Admiral Jesus, not a fucking captain.
yes.
He's an admiral, but every once in a while, a crisis comes up and he has to pilot his famous ship again, and he'll steal it and stuff.
Just one more mission. That was Jesus.
Jesus
But
sounds a
at
lot like
least
Batman.
they're safe from the horrible malware, which made it, this malware made it, they couldn't even communicate at all with the outside world.
That's
If
sad.
they did, their penises would be attacked.
What?
I
Just put something
but-
over your penis and then do your stuff.
okay. I'm done. I'm done trying to understand this. This is crazy.
And that's why I didn't hear from them.
Right.
And
That's crazy.
so basically that's a summation of what happened. I think I've covered
Right.
the most important things. My sister
Yeah.
had nothing to do with it. In fact, she grew a penis.
Okay.
Wait, how does that take away any of her culpability, though? Like, I don't.
My sister had
there
nothing to
for
do with it. In fact, she grew a penis.
I would say that has something to do with it.
That just, no, that demonstrates that her sister had nothing to do with it. She was busy growing a penis at that time.
Wait, but the other ones had to get reconstructed penises, and she just grew
She just
one.
grew one.
She
It's
just grew
unrelated.
one.
It's unrelated.
Not all penises are interconnected, man. Some penises are independent of their other
This is by
penises
far the
that are
craziest fucking thing you've
This
ever
is
shown
the-
us.
This is the best thing that's ever been on your show.
Patrick Coleman, not even close. Like we need
As
her
we-
on.
Patrick Coleman wishes he could get this drunk.
Result of this malware. She's been safely in Church of Gale prison the entire time.
Okay.
She grew a penis. Though once they fixed the malware, she lost her penis. So,
Good.
but while she had a penis,
I'm
she
glad that was
raped
resolved.
A couple of the
Glad that
women.
subplot
Raped?
wrapped up.
Wait,
She
wait,
raped?
no,
Wait,
she-
hold on.
With-
She raped somebody?
Yeah.
She
Go
presented
back.
people with her penis because she had
I
a
want-
penis for a little bit. She's like, well, might as well
Who did
use
she
it.
rape? This is not even close to done, by the way.
Holy
It
shit!
should-
Oh my fucking god!
Just skip
it's not
forward to like.
No, I want to see who she. I want to see who her sister raped with her new penis.
Teacher's like, wait, the story's just getting interesting.
It's just it's just starting to warm. Story's just starting to heat up, guys. Yeah.
Does she have a YouTube
She
channel that she
raped a
continually
couple of the
posts to?
women.
She raped a couple of the women where?
At the prison. She's at the church. Apparently, the church has a prison.
So the Church of Gail has a prison, and her
Yes.
sister grew a penis and raped several women.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just trying to follow the plot here.
This is better than half the Star Trek movies. In fairness,
Yeah.
I'm not.
V'ger.
It's definitely better than one where they fucking had to save the whales. You know?
Definitely.
What?
The
Star
voyage
Trek 4
home.
is one of the better ones. Fuck off.
Nah. You
Kill
garbage.
yourself.
You fucking garbage.
Garbage.
You fucking garbage.
in the Church of Gail prison. Yeah, she had a penis with semen. And
Right.
before they could stop her, she did manage.
Do you want your penis with or without semen?
I don't know how she could be so different from me. I don't understand it. Anyways, this is what has
Why is she
been happening,
giggling?
folks.
Like,
I think I
she
covered
just
the main
raped a
stuff.
couple prisoners.
She raped some people. It was fine.
She's always been the black sheep of the family.
Okay.
She's always been
One
the
thing they
rapey
had to
sheep.
worry about, one reason they took so long to contact me was they were scared that if they communicated with me, the contamination from Church of Gail could flow onto my computer and that I would grow a penis. So they were so worried about that, they even had a discussion like, what do we do if Gail gets a penis? They decided they would love me anyway and just love me brain to brain. I told them, I don't think Jesus would let me grow a penis. Anyways, here's a letter that I got from Brent. It said, my darling Gail, it feels so good to know that my communication will finally reach you in the form of this letter. As we both know, brain-to-brain communications can often be quite foggy.
Right.
Was
So-
it telepathic now?
This is a
Just Brent
personal
Spiner.
message.
This is
And
Brent
Gail.
Spiner sent her this message.
Wait, is this Gail? I don't know. Because if
Br-
is that her church?
Apparently.
I
Maybe.
think she's got schizophrenia.
She's got the best schizophrenia I've ever seen.
Yeah, she's friends with
She
Brent
doesn't-
Spiner in her fantasy world.
How do you know she doesn't really know Brent Spiner, guys? Come
I'm
on.
just gonna assume she can't telepathically communicate with Spiner, but
Well, but
he
can
did have
Spiner?
telepathic powers when he got murdered in Independence Day.
That's true. So
So-
you can't discount anything.
So I'll do my best to clear up as
Gotta
many
keep an open
details
mind,
as I
guys.
can about the recent events that have transpired. All of Church of Gail's computers were hijacked by a very powerful and sophisticated Jesuit malware. When even a system restore failed to fix the problem,
She says it's Jesuit malware, so it's an order of Catholic priests that are
Yes.
putting malware into her supercomputer that Brent
Malware
Spiner
that makes her grow
helps.
dicks.
Yes.
Because they like boys.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
See, this story has a flow. It has a message.
Something. I'm sure it's there.
I'm learning something. I don't know what, but I'm into
It's
it.
Fucking. Wow.
we were at a devastating and frustrated loss, but thankfully Vladimir took your brilliant advice. We have since employed and completed your destroy and replace strategy. All infected computers have since been burned and removed from the church, and we finished work on installing a brand new system with all brand new computers on Church of Gail. This new
Good.
system may not be
Finally.
advanced as the one we had before and will quite likely have some bugs, but at least it allows us to communicate with you electronically again. As to the nature of the malware, this is where things became quite unsettling for us. I suppose I'll just tell you how this first started.
Oh my God.
Hey,
This
I
is
mean,
when
this
it became
is-
unsettling.
Yeah, this is pretty long.
The malware that makes you grow a penis. And I guess if you have a penis, I guess if you don't have a penis, you grow a penis. But if you do have a penis, then it makes your penis sickly and vaginal.
apparently.
I'm unsure as to how this malware works or how it actually affects your physiology, but
Trans people everywhere are rushing towards
they're like,
Church
yeah,
of
they're
Gail.
like
So they're
trying
like,
to get
"Hey,
this
I don't have to pay
malware.
for
It's like,
this?"
hey, can you hook me up with that malware? Because I'm trying to pay for this expensive surgery, and this sounds a lot
I
easier.
just want to be who I am for free.
Are you ready to move on, or do you want to hear more of this madness?
No, I can't even handle any more of this.
And yes, she does have a channel.
What's the name of it? I'm curious if you know. If not,
I can't remember right now, but I'll look it up.
Link.
You should.
You
someone,
have to.
someone Facebook it to me. Someone do it. I don't care.
Vladimir Putin.
Nuclear bomb on the way. Needs scientists and military now.
That sounds urgent. Hey, it's this
We have
lady.
an emergency. The Jesuits are about to launch a nuclear bomb that has
Those
semen in
fucking
it that will
Jesuits.
infect
Wait.
everyone.
Stop. Semen?
Do we want to talk about her response to us first before we watch this?
Yeah.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, it was the Friday show, right?
Yes.
We talked about this lady who said that Brent Spiner and that Brent Spiner played Data on Star Trek: The Next Generation, just in case you don't know who that is.
And Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey and Vladimir Putin.
I think Hugh Jackman was involved too somehow.
Someone like that. She believes, I've done a little bit more research on her, she believes that all of those are men who are basically like her love slaves, or they're trying to get with her. They're desperate to be with her. And she's being thwarted at all sides by these Jesuits who are trying to destroy the world or whatever.
And they made their penises fall off, all the men.
And all the men that are in her little sex cult, the Jesuits sent a computer virus that somehow made their genitals, their dicks, fall off or rot.
Turn
or
into
something.
vaginas.
Yeah, basically. She said that Matthew McConaughey's penis was basically a vagina. So anyway, we made a video about how crazy she is, how batshit fucking insane. And she wrote this response on her Facebook.
Right. It's funny that she wrote the disclaimer at the top, because she's the one talking about penises turning into vaginas and semen.
Right.
But
so anyway, warning, this video is not suitable for children. Gail posts this video to educate. She's talking about our video to educate the world about how Jesuit leader Zach Knight's followers operate, to show that he is the vile man, the Antichrist described in the Bible. Who the fuck is Zach Knight? Can we pull up a picture of this Zach Knight? Is this even a person?
I don't know who it is. I didn't even look it up because I figured it would just be the most ridiculous shit ever.
That's why we need to find out.
Do you want me to pull him up?
Go, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see this Zach Knight. That's apparently the Jesuit leader that pulls our strings. Zach Knight.
Zach Knight.
That's him?
I don't know. I look up Zach Knight, and this is what I find.
That must be him, because everyone else she talks about is famous.
This guy?
Yep.
He looks like he belongs in like a early 90s boy band or something like that.
Is he Asian?
I have no idea.
It's hard to tell from this distance.
Okay. All right.
So this is the guy that's pulling our strings. These perverts sent me a link to their video. Did you send her a link to our video?
No, you know.
None of us sent the video.
You know a fan did it.
Where I am featured starting at around 1:04 in the video. It amazes me that these Jesuit jackasses can post their vile video full of 4-letter words and graphic sexual descriptions. Okay, the video of yours that we were responding to was nothing but penises. So I don't think you could take us to task for our supposedly graphic sexual descriptions. And not be banned under YouTube is age restricted. While I post the truth about Jesuit crimes, and YouTube makes my videos age restricted. Yeah, I wonder why they would make your videos talking about penises for 2 hours restricted. It's pretty obvious that Zach Knight rules the internet. That is it's obvious to all of us. It's obvious to all of us that Zach Knight runs the internet.
Zach Knight, because I knew who he was before like 30 seconds ago.
Yes, Zach Knight rules the internet. Zach meets with Satan every week. Wonder what that is. That like a lunch date? You know, I mean, if he's the Antichrist, you'd almost figure, like, isn't he supposed to be Satan personified or something? Why would he have to meet with Satan every week? One of his favorite strategies is to commit crimes using space-age technology that no one knows about, so that if anyone dares expose them, he can easily discredit them as crazy. Yes, and of course, it's very difficult to discredit someone like Gail as crazy.
Yeah, no. That's what we're doing. We're just discrediting her.
We're just slapping the crazy label on her. Just because she thinks that computer viruses can make people's penises fall off doesn't mean she's crazy.
And she's in a bizarre love triangle with Brent Spiner and...
Oh, I watched a video of hers where she's talking about Brent Spiner, and apparently he has publicly disavowed her at some point, and she says that was a clone.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Like he actually publicly even acknowledged her existence?
Yes.
Do you think like some crazy person like mentioned it at a Star Trek convention?
Well, she goes around saying that that's her boyfriend.
Oh my
or
God.
that they're I don't know if they're not married, but that's like whatever. Zach Knight boasts about betting about 100 women a day. As wild as this sounds, I think he's doing it. Pretty disgusting, if you ask me. Imagine all that evil seed going into the world. He must be really fucking quick in bed,
He's a Minuteman.
He must be, because, if he's getting with 100 chicks a day,
Pump chump.
He's got to be. So, that doesn't even sound impressive. That just kind of sounds... And, how would you even go about seducing that many women
How
a day?
dare you blaspheme our great leader, Zach Knight?
Sorry, I'm new to I'm new to Zach
How dare you
Knightism.
blaspheme our great Dark Lord?
I am sorry. Praise Zach Knight. Please forgive me, Zach Knight. Zach Knight is law. Zach Knight is Lord. Zach Knight is love. Zach and the Jesuits. Oh, I'm sorry. Zach Knight puts a magnifying glass on comments I make that can be easily misunderstood, taking bits and pieces of what I say to create a false impression. Zach and the Jesuits know I'm not crazy. This is the game they play with the world, gloating in their power to spread lies and propaganda about their enemies. It's pretty pathetic that I have to expose this evil man's crime, and look how he gloats over his evil. I think I can safely assume that these jackasses, once again referring to us, are Zach Knight followers. Most Jesuits today claim to be atheists. Wow. These Jesuit jackasses told me to go see a doctor. I told them to go see an exorcist. He then says, "You have schizophrenia, don't you?" I said, "I really don't think you believe that. Say hi to Jesuit leader Zach Knight for me." Then they say, "Who? Jesuits always lie and
Is she
play
talking about
stupid."
us? Does she think she had a conversation?
I think she
with
does
us?
think that she had a conversation with us. But, I don't know if you heard, but I think she might be crazy, so. I have banned them from my YouTube channel, but their post comments to educate the world about Zach Knight. He is a truly vile man. Then she quotes some Bible verses. We're not going to bother with that. I take Seroquel every day for my yeast bacterium infection, even though it is also used for psychosis. You want to know why this Seroquel isn't working for my psychosis, even though I take it every day? It's simple. It's because I'm not crazy, so there's nothing to fix. Though it is working to help with my yeast and bacterium infection. Jesus said he made Seroquel just for me. Jesus is brilliant. He created a drug diagnosed for psychosis, but also cures my deadly yeast infection. Romans 8:28.
What?
I don't think Romans 8:28 gets into that. I really
And
don't.
Jesus said unto thee,
"This drug will cure psychosis, but also Gail's yeast infection. So saith Jesus."
the Church of Gail with their supercomputer. and
By the
sick
way,
bay.
at Church of Gail, they ran an IQ test on me, and I have the highest IQ of any woman on the planet. Brent told me that I am the Galileo of our times. I'm sure back in Galileo's day, a lot of people thought he was crazy. Though I don't think these people believe I'm crazy. They are following orders from Zach Knight. I am certain of it. All right, so here's my challenge to Gail. Brent Spiner is always talking to you. He's always having intimate conversations with you, back and forth, back and forth. I would like you to simply post a video with you and Brent Spiner together where he says, like, "Hey, Church of Gail really, this Gail, she really knows me. And she's the Galileo of our times." That's what I want from you, Gail. And then that'll prove that you're not crazy, that you actually know Brent Spiner. And then I want him to tell me the story about his penis and perhaps even show his penis on camera. personal opinion, I don't think these jackasses are as stupid as they appear. They're just following orders from their jackass leader, the evil, vile, and cruel Zack Knight, who specializes in penises, rape, and blah, blah, blah. And then you see her face, and you just imagine all those words coming out of her. That we stare, ladies and gentlemen, upon the Galileo of our times, according to Brent Spiner.
According to Brent Spiner, which doesn't, I mean, like, you know, an actor from the 80s and 90s.
Which carries a lot of fucking weight, guys. A lot of weight, because Brent Spiner's a really smart guy. He was an android. Come on.
Yeah. That's what I think. I think maybe she's halfway between reality and fiction. You know, like Brent Spiner is actually Data, because she was talking about how he helped fix her supercomputer.
You know what I think, though? I think she's the Galileo of our times, and Zack Knight is just making her look crazy.
How dare you blaspheme, Zack Knight?
I'm turning away from Zack Knight. I want to join the Church of Gail. Gail, please take me as your disciple. Teach me your ways. Show me Brent Spiner's penis. And Matthew McConaughey's.
Scientists all
and
over
Vladimir
the world
Putin's.
To help us stop this bomb. And also, it's going to be like Jesuit bukkake and a nuclear bomb, and it's headed towards
Jesuit
Canada.
bukkake. With their evil nuclear sperm bomb.
Why is it just the Jesuits? Why isn't it like the whole Catholic Church?
Just the Jesuits.
Yeah, yeah. That's like one of the many orders of Catholicism.
I want her and Vigilant Christian to argue whether it's the Jesuits trying to kill us with sperm bombs or it's the Illuminati trying to brainwash us with satanic propaganda.
I like the first one better.
Sperm Bomb, by the way, would be a good band name.
Sperm Bomb. You come up with a new band name almost every episode now.
Well, there's certain words that if you put them together, they just sound good as a band name or a song name.
Sperm Bomb.
Where Judge Terrence Jenkins is right now.
Or even better, Jesuit Sperm Bomb.
Any scientists out there that can help us stop this bomb or come up with some sort of spermicide that will counter all the germs that are going to come out of this bomb.
We'll just get like one of those porn stars that can take a lot of like a massive dose in their anus. You know what I'm talking about? Like just like someone with a really loose ass. And then we could just have them fucking catch the bomb in their ass, and then it blows up. But they're used to that anyway, so. Contact
Judge Terrence Jenkins at Judge Terry Jenkins, JudgeTerryJenkins at yahoo.com.
It's sad that even a Galileo of our times, a super genius, can't figure out how to put the address up on the screen. You know?
Oh, she's too busy with other more important shit.
Yeah, she's trying to save the world. But, you know, these scientists, man.
I like how it's Brent Spiner and Matthew McConaughey, though.
And Vladimir Putin.
And she's torn between those three.
No. She said in the video I watched of her that Brent Spiner is the only one she really has affections for, but all those other men are all suitors.
But Matthew
as well.
McConaughey is knocking on her door, like.
Right, those guys are all trying to get with her, but she's just got eyes for Brent. Brent is her man. But you know, she still allows the others, I guess, to worship her and her greatness.
Judge Terry Jenkins, or go to Gerard Butler, GERARDBUTLERMD at gmail.com. They are going to. The nuclear bomb is headed right towards Canada right now, where Terry Jenkins is. We need some.
How can she function? Like, isn't she totally afraid that something's going to destroy her? You know,
No, dude, she's got the Church of Gail on her side. They're a force for good in an otherwise crazy and evil world.
I see.
So is this bomb nuclear or is it sperm? Cause
nuclear sperm.
I mean, because like, if it's a nuclear bomb, when it blows up, like whatever sperm it contains is just going to be destroyed. It's going to be vaporized. You know, it's not like the sperm will survive the nuclear blast.
No.
And how much sperm could you even fit in one bomb anyway? What is gonna? Why can't it just be a nuclear bomb? Why does it have to be a nuclear Jesuit sperm bomb?
Scientists and military to intervene. This bomb can
Oh no, she's getting a Skype call.
It's probably Brent.
Hello?
Yeah, it's me again.
Yeah, keep talking. I actually have the video going right now, and I think you're being recorded.
Oh my goodness, I'm on video. That's amazing.
Yes, say what you need to say.
Well,
Okay, is this bullshit or what?
I don't know what's going on. Let's listen to some more.
a scientist on nanotechnology research team is saying that this is a new cocky. It's a new kind of nuclear bomb. It's a bomb that's got...
It's a new cocky.
In it. It's gonna
Bukkake nuclear bomb. New cocky.
Okay,
So
keep
that's all I
going.
needed to tell you.
Okay.
Everyone,
I think you're being recorded. I hope so. Okay.
I hope so too.
Okay.
Dan.
All right. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Okay. Bye-bye.
What the fuck was that?
It sounded like Violent J, kind of. I think Violent J is part of the Church of Gail. And he's figured out the new cocky.
He couldn't figure out magnets, but he figured out new cocky.
Fucking new cockies. How do they work? I'm starting to think this is like very elaborate performance art.
Do you think so?
Maybe.
Oh, is that the end?
I guess. I don't know.
God, that shit was intense.
I want her. I don't. Whether she actually believes this or is just a character she's putting on, I think she should write movie scripts about her adventures.
Starring Brent Spiner.
Yes, and we have to get the actual Brent Spiner to do it.
But I guess he wouldn't now that she's...
No, we have to get him to do it. Any amount of money we have to raise to get Brent Spiner to do it, we'll do it. If we can't get the real Brent Spiner, we can get one of his many clones.
Who exactly cloned Brent Spiner?
The Jesuits, dude. Follow the plot.
It's like, of all people, Brent Spiner. It's not like he's getting a lot of work these days. So why would
the illustrious Brent Spiner?
Yeah, why would they need multiple Brent Spiners at this point?
They need to discredit Gail, dude.
Oh.
That's his sole job.
Okay.
Brent Spiner gets a lot of work, man.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
A lot of work doing what?
He's got projects, man.
I'm a fan.
He has several projects in various stages of development.
I'm a fan
now.
of a lot of his shit, not just Star Trek, but it's not like he's an actor that they would need clones of. You know, he's not that busy these days.
Oh, he is. He is, Ben.
Okay.
You just don't know. He's doing some top secret research with the Church of Gail. You have to remember that. He's trying to figure out countermeasures for the new cocky.
In the past few shows, we've covered...
No, we haven't. You're a liar. Why are you lying, Ben?
Gail
You're a
Chord
monster.
Schuler.
Chord Schuler.
Gail Chord Schuler.
From the Church of Gail.
Should we play the Church of Gail video first and then play Brent Spiner talking about it, or should we do it the other way around?
Does she talk about her close personal relationship with Brent Spiner in the Gail video?
She does, yeah.
Let's play that first, then.
All right. So this is Gail Chord Schuler talking about the Church of Gail, which, by the way, is a spaceship floating around in outer space, and how it's being attacked by Jesuits.
The Jesuits are her enemy, led by the evil Zack Knight.
We have an emergency at Church of Gail.
Wow.
I'm going to read you a letter that I just got from Brent Spiner.
Brent Spiner, the actor that portrays Data on Star Trek The Next Generation.
Who has been her lover for many years.
She got an email from him. He's out in outer space, okay?
For real.
Getting attacked by a order of Catholic priests, apparently.
My beautiful wife. I hope you get
They're
this
married.
message. I am typing as fast as I can. The Jesuits are launching an attack on Church of Gail. They have already taken out our warp engines and life support. We are in dire straits out here. If they would stop launching their photon torpedoes, we could fix it. But they are furious about the Skype calls you posted to your YouTube.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's run this back for everybody.
Well, I think everything makes perfect sense so far. The Church of Gail. Look, Ben, what's so funny? Is the Church of Gail is having photon torpedoes fired at it, and they've already lost life support, and there's been some problems with the warp drive, and you know they're suppressive fire of photon torpedoes, a volley of photon torpedoes from the Jesuit ship. And Brent Spiner took some time out of that to write this email.
And they're mad about a Skype call that she posted on YouTube.
The whole reason for this intergalactic space war is they're angry that Gail posted some Skype conversations to her YouTube, which got, like, I don't know, 2,000 views apiece maybe. And for that, the Jesuits have started a space war. And that makes sense.
And just to remind everyone,
I just want to remind everyone, actually, that everything about that story makes absolute sense.
After this clip, we're going to play a clip from a Q&A session that Brent Spiner was at, where someone actually asks him about this woman.
We need your help. Could you remove the Skype calls from your YouTube channel? We are light years away from Earth, and we can't transport out of here. I will keep you updated as I can. Your husband, Brent Spiner. I'm going to go to God in prayer, and I want the Christians all over the world to pray with me.
Okay.
Dear Jesus.
Dear Jesus.
I just asked. I took the Skype.
Yeah. I just asked. I took the Skype
videos off of
and
YouTube,
the Skype videos off of
and
YouTube.
I didn't realize it, but I already put them all.
This doesn't really seem like a prayer,
like
honestly.
Divine Providence is behind this, because I believe Jesus wants.
This is not a prayer. This is a ramble.
But He wants them at my website and not at YouTube.
Okay.
But Lord, I can see your divine providence working in this.
I see your divine providence.
Nothing is too hard for you. I want you to go personally rescue my men at Church of Gail. Restore the life support at Church of Gail. And I want you to fix their warp engines.
So here's the thing, like, I mean,
their warp engines.
Star Trek was so anti-God. I mean, not anti-God, I guess, but there was like religion was not that was not a big part of the show, you know. But she's praying for God to fix warp engines and shit.
Well, there were plenty of episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation that were, you know, anti-religion.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I don't know if I'd even go so far as to call them anti-religion.
Not anti-religion, but pro-skepticism.
Yeah,
maybe?
and you know, critical of religion.
Like the Picard episode.
Right. Yeah, that was. I mean, I guess you could call it anti-religious messages, but yeah.
And do a miracle for my men. And show the world that you are not on the side of the Jesuits, that the Jesuits are a satanic organization, and that you are on the side of those who honor the King James Bible.
That's the Bible G-Man reads, by the way.
And that you oppose Crazy Gail
book.
Wiki, which is a Jesuit website.
I guess there's a website called Crazy Gail Wiki. Actually, I don't even know if it still exists, but it was a fucking smear website against her.
Why would you want to smear this woman when she tells such unvarnished truth? It's self-evident that everything she's saying is correct.
I have just requested at Church of Gail that we start a defamation lawsuit against Crazy Gail Wiki, and it'd
be funny, like, if someone was like, "I'm going to sue you, TJ," and you're like, "Oh no," and they're like, "Yeah, I'm going to call my men on an intergalactic spaceship and request that they sue you," and you'd be like, "Oh well, whatever."
All right then, have fun with that.
I believe that is the real reason that the Jesuits are launching photon torpedoes at Church of Gail and putting the...
I never thought I'd ever hear that sentence. The Jesuits are launching photon torpedoes.
At the Church of Gail.
lives of my men in danger. We have to do this.
Her men.
The Jesuits are trying to create the impression that I am the author of Crazy Gail Wiki. They have violated copyright and taken large portions of my website and put it up there. Lord Jesus, defend us.
This is all still the prayer, by the way.
I know.
Show the world that we are not the authors of Crazy Gail Wiki, and keep Brent Spiner alive because he's trying to marry me legally.
I like how she threw that in. Yeah.
Brent's in love with me. Thank you.
I've seen videos where she's literally wearing tin foil on her head.
And you would think it's all bullshit. because it's just so batshit crazy. But
I also saw a video where she pulls out a giant dildo and is like, "Yeah, this is good, but Brent is actually way bigger than this one." And it's like, what?
How giant was it?
It was big. It was pretty big. I'll show you the video sometime.
Oh my!
Yeah.
And Brent Spiner's even bigger.
Way bigger. She's also had sexual relationships with Vladimir Putin and Matthew McConaughey. It's kind of funny how her two lovers are like in their 60s, and the other one's like in his late 30s, early 40s.
Very strange.
Yeah.
The Jesuits want to kill him so that this won't happen.
I think
Lord
this is actually a good
Jesus.
time to just skip to the Brent Spiner thing.
Okay. So
this woman claims that she's Brent Spiner's wife, rather.
yeah,
Or she's trying to be, and Brent Spiner's madly in love with her.
they have a long-distance relationship.
You know, and she's obviously crazy. And a lot of people would say she's a troll, but I think there's actually pretty good evidence in the form of this question asked to Brent Spiner to show that she's not a troll.
Yeah, this is a video made by two guys who went to a Star Trek Q&A session, and we'll just play the beginning and then the part where...
And not that it really matters, but they are gay as fuck. I'm sorry. I mean, like, it's better I say it now than everyone in the comments section say it while they're watching it, and it occurs to them.
Your picture.
Okay, so here, Andrew and I are at the PNE today, and we've come to see Brent Spiner.
It was Brent Spiner and Marina Sirtis, who I've met before, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, Ben had sex with Marina Sirtis.
No, I didn't. Shut up.
Yeah, you did.
We're going to ask him if he's ever heard of Gail Chord Schuler, and if so, what he thinks of her. So if we do get the chance, and
He's in love with her.
Yeah, look at him. He's clearly sad and distraught without his love, Gail Chord Schuler.
Surprised she's not there with him.
Yeah, side by side for all eternity.
So good luck to me.
Good luck to you. I love you, Brent.
Hello, this question is for you, Brent Spiner. It's an honor to meet you.
Thank you, Nathaniel.
Along with stardom comes a lot of attention, some wanted, some unwanted. And there's this woman named Gail Chord Schuler who's become somewhat of an internet meme by devoting this crazy YouTube channel to you. I'm wondering if you've ever heard of her.
I like the look on his face.
Yeah.
Like as
His
soon as
first
she said
look was like,
as soon as he said her name,
his
he was
entire
like,
face tenses up, and then he's like looking around like, fuck.
It's funny, like after he answers the question, what Marina Sirtis says afterwards is priceless.
Yeah.
And if you have a response to her claims and so forth.
Well, you know, nobody here knows what you're talking about.
Actually, we all do, Brent.
Yeah, it's funny.
We all know what you're...
A lot of people know about it.
We know about it, Brent. So...
And so I'd be glad to answer you privately about that. But
yeah, right.
I do know about it.
Dodge.
It's only been going on for about 22 years.
22 years. And how many years ago was this?
I don't know, but it's fairly recent, just judging by the looks of him. He kind of looks like that now.
So... It's been going on for at least 22 years. This woman has been talking her shit about how she's, like, in love with and in a relationship with and married to Brent Spiner. And he has, you know, he's basically sitting here saying, like, he has no idea who I mean, he knows who she is, but he's never met her even. You'll see.
Oh, my God.
That would be me. I'm next. I've never met...
Oh, and then there's some bitch over here talking, like...
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah, it's like, I'm trying to film here. I just asked a question.
I've spoken to her, and you know, she has a very rich fantasy life. And
no, she doesn't. How dare you defame her?
And God bless her.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's basically what he said about it. Oh, and then Marina Sirtis says this.
I'm calling the FBI.
I'm calling the FBI.
Yeah.
I've seen her talk about this video before, and her line is that Brent Spiner is not the real Brent Spiner, but in fact a Jesuit clone of Brent Spiner.
I see. The real Brent Spiner is in
on
outer
the Church
space.
of Gail. Yeah, fighting the Jesuits in space.
Is it like the USS Church of Gail?
I don't know. You know what's funny is she somehow has a starship, but she lives in a shitty apartment.
Makes YouTube videos.
I don't know. I don't understand it. Not even like, if she really has the technology for a starship, like, wouldn't her YouTube video camera be like the best HD and her place would look posh as shit?
I agree.
But instead, she's like talking into a shitty webcam and her apartment looks like a dive.
So apparently the Church of Gail was attacked by a sentient burrito and taco.
That happens.
Yeah.
It's like the crystalline entity, but with burrito instead of crystal.
We've got a bit of an emergency here. What happened is Bill Nye showed up and...
Bill Nye? Did you say Bill Nye showed up? Oh my. Bill Nye the Science Guy showed up. Is he an enemy of Gail's or is he one of Gail's allies? Let's find out.
He created a shield that covered Mexico and transformed the Pukaki into burritos and tacos. And it was feeding all the Mexican people.
Right.
And they were eating the burritos and...
It's total logic right there, folks. Turned it into burritos and tacos. What's that? Is that a cat over there or is that a dog? I can't really see. I'm looking at a Pistol's window. Gail. The Church of Gail. A lot of people have become disciples of Gail since we started allowing her to preach her message here on the Drunken Peasants. So...
tacos, and they tasted good, but it also created 2 giant, evil, sentient tacos and burritos. And they have started...
Okay, I'd like to remind everyone at this juncture that this woman is apparently for real and has been stalking Brent Spiner for 22, 23 years. And she's literally sitting here talking about evil, sentient burritos. So... yeah.
eating the Mexicans and are attacking Church of Gail.
Oh no.
The
no,
church,
is she Gail?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god. I watched a video earlier that we can't even play on this fucking channel. Where
is the one where she gets naked?
She is partially naked in it. She reenacts something that happened to Brent Spiner where she plays both Brent Spiner and like these aliens. And like Brent Spiner gets knocked out on a bed, and then this crazy alien with a giant penis, which is basically Gail with a giant dildo strapped to her stomach, comes in the room and like fucks Brent Spiner in the ass. And then later on you see Gail as Brent Spiner with all this like fake blood coming out of her ass. It is crazy. This lady is a fucking nut job.
So, long story short, she wants to peg him.
Yeah.
Long story short.
Yeah.
Gail knows what she's doing.
And he actually responded to her, and he looked very uncomfortable responding to it because he knows all about it. So...
is trying to go do something like go through the sun or something, but we need more scientists.
Go through the sun. Try that, Gail.
No, the burrito. Is the burrito trying to go through the sun, or is the Church of Gail trying to go through the sun?
Neither of them can go through the sun.
How do you know what the Church of Gail's capable of?
I mean, you can go into it, but you won't come out the other side.
Right. Be vaporized way before.
You don't know. She might have some kind of multi-phasic shielding that...
Multi-phasic. Oh, you're just using Star Trek jibba jabba right now.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Bill Nye actually came up with the shield, but he thinks that the
Bill Nye the science
Jesuits,
guy
he thinks that the Jesuits decalibrated his quantum subharmonic actuator.
Yeah.
And caused the shield to create this giant taco and burrito that's following Church of Gail right now, trying to eat them. But at least they got it away from the poor Mexicans. But it's hot on Church of Gail's trail. We need scientists. Email us at gailcordschuler@gmail.com. The link.
Did you guys get
scientists in the audience that want to help out?
If you're scientists, please email Gail Chord Schuler at that email address. Let her know that you are a scientist and you want to stop the transphasic burrito from destroying the Church of Gail. Please. Please.
This is dire.
Yes. For the love of all humanity, Gail is sitting there in her shitty one-bedroom apartment.
That is
pleading.
A complete fucking mess, mind you.
Will be underneath this video. The tacos are shooting at their communication array, so I may lose Terrance. I'm in the middle of a Skype with him. The shield turned the Pukaki into tacos and burritos.
Pukaki or
we have
yeah, she said Pukaki.
Well, then you can just eat the poo-poo, and then it's all taken care of.
Yeah, get some gays over there. They do that.
They'll clean it up.
But apparently the Jesuits sabotaged the shield, and so scientists
try contacting Gail Chord.
What is happening?
I don't know.
She's a reptile.
Something happened.
She's a shapeshifter. And it is
The
happening.
burritos are coming. This has happened a few times for no reason. Like the video will just start playing slow.
Has she ever acknowledged it or just acted like
I
it
don't
doesn't
know,
happen?
but it's comedic gold. Here we go.
Schuler@gmail.com, and
so just we need some help. It's an emergency, okay? And also Barack Obama, if you're listening to me, Church of Gail is being attacked by a giant sentient burrito and taco. So.
Yeah, Barack, you might want to appraise yourself in that situation.
Does she hear the shit that's coming out of her mouth, or
No.
is it just like verbal diarrhea?
Basically. Oh my god, I have a backlog of this woman's videos, and there are videos where she is literally wearing a tinfoil hat in them.
Yeah,
So
I heard about that.
I always thought that was just, I never thought that people actually wore tinfoil hats before.
Well, she does.
So now when I hear drinking the Kool-Aid,
To the
I
point where
imagine
you
people...
think like she has to be a troll, but yet she's so good at it that it's like, I don't know.
And she's been doing it before the internet, so if that's the case, then she's the world's first troll. I mean, she's been trolling
Original
Brent
troll.
Spiner. Yeah, she's been trolling Brent Spiner for 22 years. It's like, what? I guess the internet did exist then, but it wasn't to the degree that it is now. So.
Why is this woman not in an asylum? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Well, the
She's
Church
just
of
like
Gail,
loose in the world.
the Church of Gail probably vaporizes anyone who tries to come commit her.
The thought of her operating a vehicle concerns me.
Yeah.
Well, she has a starship, so you better be really
Oh,
worried.
okay. Yeah, okay.
She has a starship, yet she lives
She's
in a
never
shitty
on it,
one-bedroom apartment.
She doesn't ride around in the Church of Gail for some reason. She just stays in her shitty apartment and talks to the Church of Gail via Skype. Perfectly sensible.
We have breaking news from the Church of Gail.
Do we?
Yes.
Is our new friend here familiar with the Church of Gail?
I did see your last podcast, so
I'm
familiar with the Church of Gail.
We don't have to fully explain then. So let's put Gail on the screen so she can inform us as to what's been going on.
Okay, folks, I'm going to tell you what happened to my men at Church of Gail. The sentient taco and burrito were on their tail, and they just shot out their communications array, and then I told Terrance to try to go through the sun. So they decided... Terrance ran down the hall to tell Vladimir about my idea of
Vladimir Putin is who she's talking about.
Yes.
Going through the sun, and they went in, but had to fly in a zigzag pattern because the tacos and burritos also went in behind them. They didn't burn, but the tacos and burritos didn't burn, but just got all crunchy, delicious, and fried looking.
I mean, like, I don't understand. I'm so confused by Church of Gail because
I don't know, man.
I feel like
but
no, I mean, some of the things she says makes me believe like she has to be aware that she's talking nonsense and she's having a joke at our expense. But then I hear Brent Spiner himself talk about how he's been followed and harassed by her for, more than 2 decades. So it's kind of like, I mean, like, I have to believe that there's some genuine issue there, but the only thing I could think is that there's a genuine issue, but she's exaggerating it for comedic effect because I can't.
I tell you what, man,
I can't believe. I just don't. I mean, I don't know. I can't believe that she's just like literally believes that like a taco and a burrito that were sentient followed her starship into the sun and they got all crispy and delicious. Like
guys. This is where Ultimate Warrior gets his promos from. This is where they're from.
Put the burritos into the sun, Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
It all makes sense now. That was the missing puzzle piece all along.
Kept shooting hot sauce and beans at Church of Gail inside the sun, and they were apparently strong enough to withstand the sun's high heat. It was really hot and bright inside the sun.
Really?
They were traveling inside the sun just below the speed of light. They wanted to go fast so that they wouldn't lose their shields inside the sun. That protected them from the sun's heat. And that coronal hole...
The tacos have shields, or is it the spaceship? What has shields exactly?
Okay, so the Church of Gail is a spaceship run by Brent Spiner and Matthew McConaughey, and it has all the technology that the Starship Enterprise would have.
Gotcha.
And the taco and burrito are sentient beings sent after the Church of Gail spaceship by Zach Knight, who is a Jesuit Illuminati Antichrist.
I don't know if she's ever said Illuminati. Has she ever said Illuminati?
Okay, no, I threw that in there.
But
sorry, Gail.
I don't know, guys. Finally, a religion that speaks to me.
You know, and it makes sense. Unlike so many other religions where you have all these lingering questions, Gail really leaves no room for doubt about the authenticity of her stories.
What you've seen in the news at the sun's south pole, that was caused by all this commotion between Church of Gail and the sentient burrito and taco going after them in the sun.
Yeah.
And then when the
finally a plausible explanation for what was going on there.
Escaped through the sun's south pole, they carried a trail of the sun's radiation behind them that caused the very brilliant aurora borealis, which we saw over northern Russia at this time.
All the pieces fit together.
I always wondered, you know. I remember looking up at that aurora borealis from my my timeshare in Russia and thinking, you know, I'm thinking that's probably an interstellar taco and a fucking hamburger or whatever the fuck. I was thinking, you know, I had my suspicions.
There's also a giant semen bomb that the Jesuits want to drop on various cities around the world. It's known as the New Cocky.
Yep.
So, yeah.
She's very clever with the portmanteau.
I know.
She really is.
They felt like they were in the sun a long time because of the time dilation.
Right.
And they couldn't focus on fixing communications after the burrito and taco took out their communications array.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
When they went
so
through
far.
the sun, they barely had any shield left and thought for sure they were finished. Just one bean from that giant taco or burrito and they'd be gone. But to their amazement...
Just one bean. One bean would have made the difference between destruction and salvation for the Church of Gail.
It's so weird because in some of her earlier videos when the Church of Gail is being attacked, they're using like photon torpedoes and shit like that, but now it's fucking Mexican food that's being used.
Just a single bean could destroy it. So that means like if I was floating through space and I had a can of beans and I took a big spoonful and just flung it at the ship, it would have been destroyed.
Regular or refried? I mean, we have to establish consistency here.
Frijoles negros.
It doesn't even matter.
The taco and burrito seemed to have lost interest in them and headed straight for the moon. And it seems that all Jesuit creations have an obsession with the moon. And
this is where Destiny gets its plot from. Now I get it. I understand. Did either of you play Destiny? Never mind. Sorry. Video game reference. I apologize.
No, I think you played it, right? Or did Scotty play it?
I played it, but only very briefly before it lost my
There
attention.
was literally a line in the game where the robot that flies around you says, "The wizard came from the moon." I think this is actually... I think Destiny may actually be a video game representation of this theistic philosophy here.
I don't know, but this should be a video game. I really think it should. I want to fly around in a church/starship dedicated to a crazy woman living on Earth that fights sentient tacos and burritos by flying through the sun. That sounds like a game I would purchase.
Yeah. Day one.
thought that the Taraco and Burrito were headed for me. They didn't realize they were going to the moon, so they chased them even to the peril of their lives because their shields were down, and one bean from this
Oh, by the way, people in the chat are calling for Galen versus Gail on the Drunken Peasants. Just want to throw that.
I don't think Gail would come on our show.
No?
She says that we're Jesuits that work for Zach Knight.
No, we're not.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Obviously,
we're not.
Right. Not Jesuits.
Not
at
us.
all.
Not us.
We're atheists, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
True.
Burrito would have taken them down. But even though they left on January the 3rd and didn't return until January the 7th, this was because of time dilation. They went through the sun just below the speed of light to keep from being burnt to a crisp. You cannot do warp speed or quantum tunneling in the sun. Tunneling. It's called tunneling, which apparently corrects the time difference when you travel this fast. I do recall that Terrance Jenkins once told me that when they travel at warp speed that they have to adjust for the time difference or they'll land on Earth in the wrong time period. So though they were actually in the sun for 4.6421581426174503.
She's not
doing this.
She's doing that.
She's like making this exact calculation.
She knows.
She's like calculating pi on video. This is amazing.
Well, this adds a lot of credibility because, she shows that she has a solid grasp of the scientific material present here.
For pretty much my whole life, I've been a pretty big Star Trek fan, but this is Star Trek just delivering more entertainment to me.
More than the last film, anyways.
Yeah.
Star Trek plus mental illness equals awesome.
She should write the script for the next Star Trek film.
I'll tell you what, man. You say it seems like she's in on it. I'll tell you what. I believe she's 100% genuinely mentally ill, and that's because I have encountered a man exactly like her. I encountered her mate, in fact. I used to work in a comic store, and there was a guy who would come in regularly who was every bit as crazy as this woman.
Was it Brent Spiner? Because Brent Spiner is actually her lover.
I've heard that. Heard that. No, this guy, he would always have some wacky invention that he was trying to make, and so we wound up calling him Latex Fur because he invented a fur coat that would transform you into any animal, right? But it was made of latex.
Okay.
And we're grilling him on it, like on the boundaries of this new technology, right? Like, can you turn into a bear? Yes. Can you turn into a wolf? Yes. Whatever. And then we're like, can you turn into a lobster? He's like, no. And then he glares at us.
Whoa, taking it too far, man.
Why would you even ask a question like that?
Why would it turn you into a crustacean?
It doesn't even make any sense. Why would it fucking turn you into a lobster? Man, I have half a mind to just fucking be angry right now.
Take this case straight to the burrito and the fucking taco. I mean, Jesus Christ.
They are my overlords.
369-615-369-0430.
She's still going.
731 seconds. In other words, between 4 to 5 seconds.
Why didn't you just say that?
They actually spent about 3 days in there in our time.
Oh.
You cannot do warp speed inside the sun, so they had to travel at just below the speed of light. And because they had to approach the speed of light, time slowed down for them and passed faster for us, which is why it took a few days, when we viewed it from our perspective. They said that they can usually skip time dilation by using warp speed or quantum tunneling, but inside the sun, this was impossible.
The quantum tunneling. Sure.
Yeah, the first time we covered her, we found a video where she said that the Jesuits uploaded malware into the supercomputers on the starship that was causing all of the men's penises to turn into vaginas. Yep.
Yeah. I believe that malware is called Justin Bieber. I believe that's the name of it.
I feel like, there was going to be an 8th season of The Next Generation. I think Gail should have actually written that.
Yes.
Because she has some pretty good plot lines. I would have liked to see a scene where Picard was, like, looking down at where his penis used to be and, like, crying.
And he would do that, like, you know, the old school Picard, no! No! Like that.
Sounded more like Mike Myers, but sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The line must be drawn here!
Here!
There you go.
What is it you want, Q?
Slightly closer.
Next one. Gail. Brent Spiner clone speaks about Gail Chord Schuler. Yeah.
I am going to prove that Brent Spiner has a clone. And this isn't going to convince everybody, because a lot of people are under just.
I don't think it's going to convince anyone.
Except for herself.
Well, she's already convinced.
Jesuit brain control or genuine bona fide Jesuit.
What about the crew of the Church of Gail, though?
Themselves are going to contradict me. But you know, Brent Spiner in 2008 in a Dave Rabbit radio interview said something like this. He said, my girlfriend, he's referring to Laurie McBride, I call her that because we could never think of anything else to call each other since we're not married. We've been together forever. She really gets irritated with me if there's even a hint of being surly. You know, if somebody comes up and says something nice to me or recognizes me, she really has no patience with me rolling my eyes or anything. She doesn't get it. I like being an actor, but being a celebrity is a whole other thing. You never get quite used to being treated as if you're something special.
Wow. Oh, and by the way, I saw Zach Knight in the chat room earlier today while I was getting the show ready.
Good.
Yep. Zach Knight,
Did
the Antichrist.
Did our leader have any pronouncements for us?
Oh, yeah. I can't reveal those on the air, but of course.
Oh, sure.
Of course.
Should have told us.
She really doesn't have any patience for that whatsoever, and she lectures me and says, you should be really happy that people recognize you. And the Jesuits are claiming that Brent Spiner has made willing and knowing love from 1994 to now, this is what they put on all their Jesuit websites, to a publicist? Yeah, Laurie McBride claims to be a publicist. You know what?
That's Brent Spiner's real-life girlfriend that she's talking about.
So
Laurie McBride.
Obviously, totally jealous.
It's never been the Jesuits that have tried to convince me of that. It's just reality. I never remember hearing from a Jesuit. Brent Spiner is dating Laurie McBride and has been since 1994.
Yeah.
Like I've never it's never been a Jesuit that tried to convince me of that, you know.
It was a Jesuit.
You know what's really weird too is like Brent Spiner is no longer really a relevant celebrity.
Not really.
I
no.
mean, like no one really gives a shit about him at this
outside
point.
of a Star Trek convention.
Oh bullshit! If you saw Brent Spiner on the street, you'd be like, "Holy shit, that's Brent Spiner!"
And there'd be
Star
like
Trek.
teenage girls running after him, like
Yeah.
Brent Spiner.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh, so you have to be if to be a celebrity, there has to be teenage girls running after you. Is that the fucking criteria?
That's not the criteria. We're saying though is that a mainstream celebrity at this point would be mobbed down the street. That much people like, oh yeah, I know that guy. Brent Spiner would outside of the Star Trek community. It's very unlikely. It's people like, oh, were you on Star Trek?
Also, he's aged to the point at this point where a lot of people probably wouldn't recognize him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would recognize Data's face anywhere.
Oh, whatever, TJ.
I'm not even. This is you guys.
He's not a big time celebrity, is what we're saying.
He is
right.
There's not a bigger celebrity.
Name the last film he was in.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck
okay.
you, TJ.
He was in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Star Trek:
Star
The Next
Trek.
Generation. I think the first season was like 87, and the last one was like
93.
Oh well, I didn't know it had been that long. That's ancient history now.
It's been
People
over 20
still
years.
people still watch this fucking show. It's on Netflix. I know.
Of course, we watch it all the time.
There's fucking teenagers that are like fucking 13 years old that are familiar with fucking Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Of course.
It's timeless, god damn it. Brent Spiner will never be not a huge star, even to the day he dies.
Yeah, when Brent Spiner dies, TJ is going to commit seppuku.
I would say out of most of the Star Trek actors, Patrick Stewart is one of the few that emerged and was able to still get work.
Oh yeah, he's definitely like mainstream.
He's not like
famous.
stuck in Star Trek.
No.
You know, like Star Trek limbo, like a lot of them are. So anyway, we'll go on with Gail here.
Why?
Publicists are. They're concerned with public opinion. No legally valid public document records indicate that Brent Spiner is married to Laurie McBride. So why all these Jesuit websites that claim they're married? The real Brent Spiner, not his clone, does not feel he's married to Laurie. And if you click on the link right underneath this video,
That's crazy.
you will see, you can hear the actual, what I just read, you can hear what Brent said. Now, there is a YouTube video that's made the rounds entitled Brent Spiner Talks About Gail Chord Schuler, and on that video, that's the one of the Brent Spiner clone. You know how we know that?
Yeah, the video of Brent Spiner getting asked if he knows who she is and him basically saying she's crazy as fuck. That's not the real Brent Spiner. That's the Jesuit clone Brent Spiner.
The Jesuits, they're very crafty.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to me that they pay so much attention to Brent Spiner, you know?
By the way, TJ, you were mentioning to me the other day that the Church of Gail Facebook is just like exploding. Like it's a new religious movement, basically.
Well,
all of a sudden, out of nowhere, how did that happen?
I don't know, but it's not an actual. There's a Facebook group called Church of Gail that is. It's not a real tribute to her. It's like a parody where people are like kind of adding their own like. People are taking what Gail said and like running with it and adding shit to it.
Aren't they like releasing the specs of the starship and all?
Oh
that?
yeah. They're talking about what the Church of Gail's specs are and all kinds of stuff. You know, they're getting shit figured out over there. So this could be a new religion at some point.
Yeah.
Because this is what he says.
For all we know, 2,000 years from now, people will be worshiping Gail Chord Schuler as a prophet.
Somebody asked him about me. He says, well, you know, nobody here knows what you're talking about. It's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm so hot, man. And she's a little nobody.
Hold on. That's not even how he said it. The way he said it was more like, I really don't want to talk about this because I'm really uncomfortable.
Right.
So he was trying to basically like downplay it for that reason. It wasn't like I'm hot shit.
He's uncomfortable with your fucking decade-long obsession and stalking of him. I'm sure he probably wishes you would just go away. Unfortunately, probably until you're dead, it's probably not going to happen.
Right.
Brent Spiner doesn't feel that way. He's a humble, down-to-earth guy.
Yes, he does. He stated so
publicly. And you can listen to the whole Dave Rabbit interview of Brent Spiner at my website or at the link below.
I'm sure he is a nice guy, but you know what? He's doesn't want to be nice to you because you keep fucking stalking and intruding on his personal life. Leave him alone, you fucking nutcase.
Low. And you can see that the personality of the real Brent Spiner is in stark contrast to this Brent Spiner who showed up at Star Trek.
This is just your perception because you're crazy. You need mental help.
Brent Spiner is kind of a smug motherfucker.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Even if he is, he doesn't deserve this.
Brent Spiner is not. I mean, she's talking about like, oh, he's so humble and stuff. Like Brent Spiner is not humble.
I saw one where he literally told this lady like, stop asking me these questions. I've been answering them for like the last 20 years, or even longer. He doesn't even like
keeping it real.
He doesn't even like to be asked Star Trek related questions because he's been asked pretty much every question you can imagine.
I think unless he's at the convention, I can understand. If he goes to a convention and he says that, it's like, dude, you're at a fucking Star Trek convention.
Right.
Shut up. You know what I mean? But like, if he's in public and someone's like, oh, I can understand him being like, fuck off.
The lady was the one interview I saw was, I think it was at like a Comic-Con or Star Trek convention, and they asked him, how did you get the role of Data? He's like, because I gave the best audition. Like that kind of answer.
Right.
I mean, well, in that respect, they're just being an asshole.
Right.
I mean,
sure.
But I mean, like,
But I mean, that's just kind of how he is. I mean,
right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he should be how he wants to be. I mean, that's fine. I mean, if he's an asshole, hey.
Right. Right, but he's not this humble motherfucker.
No, the point is that Brent Spiner is like a smug, arrogant douchebag. He's not like
Mr. Nice Guy.
He's this humble, nice guy that would never act like this.
Yeah, I really don't know much about him outside the show.
Convention at
I just don't give a shit. That's just his personal
Canada.
life.
I forget Vancouver, Canada, and and he said, well,
But I mean, what the fuck are you really going to ask Brent Spiner about other than Star Trek?
What about that classic movie he was in, Out to Sea, with Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon?
He was also in
Independence Day.
Yeah.
He had like really long hair.
He was the villain in some movie too, and he kept farting. I don't remember what movie that was.
He was in Out to Sea. He was the villain in that one. I'm not sure if that's the one you mean.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, he kind of says like he's really stuck on himself. Nobody here knows what you're talking about except for you. And then he has this look on his face like he's glad this question came up because this is his chance to show how famous he is and how proud he is of that, which is so different from the real Brent. And what a no. So I'd be glad
She's
to
totally misreading his emotions during this answer, because he was the entire time I got the impression of him being like extremely uncomfortable and not even wanting to talk about that at all.
She's basically putting what she wants into it,
and
she's projecting onto him what she wants to say.
Even Marina Sirtis made a comment almost indicating that she knew about it too. She was like, "I'm calling the FBI." So,
can you really blame them?
And
privately.
Ben had like young boy fantasies about Marina Sirtis, like coming into his bedroom and shit and disrobing. And
yeah, I did.
Teaching him.
He's like, I have some problems, Cancer Troy.
Yeah.
Cancer Troy. I'm the goddess of empathy. Yeah.
Read my mind.
Sure.
Oh, man, you're going to the what was that dude's name?
Lieutenant Barkley.
Barkley, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, because he always had fantasies about her in the show.
He would do the he would go on the holodeck and like,
oh yeah,
because he had no confidence in real life, but he'd go on the holodeck and then all of a sudden, Counselor Troy is wanting to fuck his brains out. He also had some weird thing about spanking Wesley Crusher. So
did he?
That's pretty awesome, actually.
There was like
you're a naughty Wesley.
Wesley was there. And I think his like mom was also there. They were like all Victorian garbed and shit.
He was banging holograms too. They just didn't show that.
Yeah, well, it was heavily implied.
Right.
But then there was like, behave, Wesley, or Master Barkley will give you a spanking. And it's like, I kind of said that like,
what the hell's going on?
Why is that part of the program?
Why is Wesley a part of the program, period?
Right. Let alone a spanking recipient. That's just, I don't know.
We were laughing about this the other day.
If it was like, Master Barkley will come decapitate you, I'd be like, okay, well, that makes sense.
That's good. Let's get on with that, please.
Chop Wesley's fucking head off.
Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton is the only Star Trek cast member that knows who TJ is.
And he hates TJ.
And he hates TJ.
Well, you don't.
It's mutual. The feeling is mutual.
We don't. I hated him first.
That's true.
Because before I was even the Amazing Atheist, I hated Will Wheaton's fucking retarded ass.
We need to find something that Will Wheaton is going to, so you can walk up to him like some autograph thing and be like, "You're the worst." Like we can feel like you were the worst Star Trek character of all time. You're an annoying human being. You're a piece of shit, and just go on this list of how terrible he is.
He was in Star Trek Nemesis. But they cut his scene. He's at Riker and Counselor Troy's wedding at the beginning of the movie. And they fucking cut his scene. They brought him in and filmed it and everything and cut his scene. It's pretty crazy.
I agree with that artistic
It was
decision.
like 20 seconds,
Still.
It's
that
funny.
20 seconds would have ruined that already terrible movie.
Yeah, this would have made that would have made it like go from like a fucking 4 to like a 1.
I think Brent Spiner was one of the head writers of Nemesis too. Pretty sure about that. Yeah. Isn't that weird? It all comes back full circle. It might have been Brett Spiner's
Didn't Jonathan
clone.
Frakes direct that one too?
He directed a few of them, but I don't know about that one.
I know he directed First Contact.
Yeah, he directed First Contact.
And I know,
but that's one of the better ones.
I know he directed Insurrection too, though.
Insurrection's one of the worst ones.
Oh, Insurrection
is the worst Next Generation one.
I would say I don't know. I would almost say it's the worst Star Trek movie. Would you say that's the worst, or would you say the
Final Frontier?
What would God need with a starship?
Yeah, Spock has a brother that we've never heard of until now. All of a sudden,
it's Spock's evil twin that we never mentioned.
Right?
He's not really a twin.
No.
But,
Yeah, but yeah.
It's the evil twin trope, though, which they brought back for Data, but at least that was established early on.
We've kind of just like gone off on a Star Trek tangent, but I think it's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Well, she's saying anything of substance, anyways.
You want to just move on from this?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think
it's funny because you're going to regret moving on.
We got a bit of an emergency here.
She starts off almost every video like that.
I'm really worried, you guys. I mean, what could be going on in the Church of Gail?
There's
That's
an
so
emergency
pressing.
on my starship, but unfortunately, I'm here in my one-bedroom apartment.
in a fair world,
yeah,
this woman would be the head screenwriter of a television show and they would just make whatever she told them.
You would like that?
Oh God, can you imagine?
Here's the Jesuit hit squad. Ah!
It would be the greatest television show of all time. It would star Brent Spiner.
Was it Matthew McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey, and I guess Vladimir Putin probably wouldn't play himself.
No.
But we could probably get someone who's a pretty good dead ringer for Vladimir Putin.
He'd make a guest appearance, though. and they could fly around in the Church of Gail.
Wouldn't Gail get gangbanged by like all of them?
Yes,
according to like her logic.
Yeah.
Also,
and I mean, if the show's on HBO, we can show that, but we can have Gail played by someone who's hot, and. But if it's on like network TV, we just have to imply it heavily. Got different standards.
I've told you all that we have cloning technology.
Yeah.
We also have like Android technology.
Oh shit! Sure.
And you may wonder, you might say, I don't believe that 40 guys, and most of them famous, would want to marry you, and they'd be willing to wait and not have sex with any other woman besides you. I mean, that's just outrageous. I mean,
because it is.
What's a normal guy going to do with his sex drive? Well, the answer is Vladimir Putin and his nanotechnology research team have created Gail sex dummies.
Did you see that coming? Did you see that coming at all?
See, this is
good.
That's an episode right there. That's a whole episode. The Gail sex dummy episode.
Because if Vladimir Putin or Brent Spiner, all these guys really wanted to be with Gail, they couldn't just hook up with her at any time.
Right.
No, they can't. They all have to fight for her affections because she's, very desirable.
Sure, of course.
To all of these important,
TJ,
worldly men.
Tell us the truth, TJ. You're falling in love with Gail.
I'm not even worthy of being with Gail, so I don't even harbor those sorts of ambitions.
I see what's going on here.
I can't compete with the likes of Vladimir Putin and Data. So
yeah, that's true, man. Sorry, man.
But
sorry.
Luckily, I've gotten word that the Gail sex dummies will be available for retail shortly. So
I wonder if
there's a silver lining, TJ.
I wonder if she explains, exactly what they are and how they work.
They're just android clones of her that you have sex with. It's pretty self-explanatory.
And they're actually like an android that looks and behaves with 98% accuracy, just like me. And they give these Gail sex dummies to the 40 men on my marriage list. I don't know if every single one of the 40 has one, but I think most of them have one. And that's how they get their sexual needs met. This dummy is like an android of myself.
So there are 40 men, she said.
40.
And
how could you actually go around believing this shit?
They wouldn't have sex with a real person if they had the chance because they have a Gail sex dummy.
And they're not having sex with the real Gail.
It's like
her
the
sex
Data,
dummy. Yeah.
It's like the Data version of Gail.
Exactly.
And it's important to note that it's not, these men, they know that even though there's 39 other prestigious men competing for her affections, it's worth it to just swear off any other woman for life, even for the outside chance that you might one day get to be with Gail. Because, just look at her, listen to her. First of all, she's like the next Galileo. And second of all, have you ever even seen a more attractive woman in all your life?
Never.
I don't think you ever have. So
impossible.
I can understand these guys on the Church of Gail and their 40 sex robots.
We've got a problem right now.
Problem right now.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu?
She can't.
Keanu Reeves?
She can't even say Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
So this guy's supposedly in love with her, but she doesn't even know his fucking name.
40 on my marriage list was really upset because he couldn't find his dummy. He lives at, I believe he lives at Church of Gail, like most of the men on my marriage list do. And he wanted to make love to the dummy, and he couldn't find her. So he got really upset. In fact, I'll read you what he said.
There's like there should be a children's book based on this.
What?
Keanu Reeves loses his Gail sex doll and has to go find it. It should be like a pop-up book.
So there's 40 men, most of them actors.
God, I would love to track these guys down and show them this video. I'm like, do you have 5 minutes, sir?
And they
we have something to show you.
They live on an intergalactic starship.
And if they deny it,
/church,
she'll just say, what's her standard line? If the people deny it, they're clones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Has she ever given an explanation as to why she's not on this church?
Probably not.
Starship?
It could have happened, but does it really even matter?
No. It's obviously just a bunch of bullshit anyways.
No, Scotty, I believe in the Church of Gail.
Okay.
Hashtag I believe. Hashtag I believe.
But I can't find my Gail sex dummy. I mean, I was just using it the other day,
Does
and
Gail
now
use the
it's
Gail
gone.
sex
No
dummy? 'Cause
way.
she's so amazing,
Has anyone seen it? I
you
really
know?
need it right now. This is most bodacious, and then.
Hold on.
Wait, what? Most bodacious.
First of all,
bodacious is a positive.
Yeah,
thing.
first of all, bodacious is that's a positive term.
Yeah, he'd be like bummer or
He'd be like,
something.
the proper word would be like that's bogus or something
Yeah.
like that.
Why-
Even if you're gonna go with that lingo.
But even more important, why is it like Bill and Ted's Excellent
I know,
Adventures?
because maybe that's the only thing she's ever seen him in. You know?
Bodacious. I can't find the doll. That doesn't make any sense.
It's so stupid.
There's so much wrong with this.
Dude, where's my Gail sex doll?
Poor
Bodacious.
Poor Keanu.
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 Poor
what about
Keanu can't find his sex doll. Whoa, this is bodacious.
Whoa.
It's so ridiculous.
My men, Brent Spiner, Matthew McConaughey, and Gerard Butler, Hugh Jackman, they tried to console him.
Hugh Jackman. So it's just like, it's a fucking spaceship full of famous actors that all want this woman, but instead of like banging her on Earth, they're on the spaceship and they all have sex dolls.
What is the
And they
mission?
console each other. Sorry, you couldn't find your sex dummy.
What is the mission of the Church of Gail? Like, what is it out there doing? Is it
to worship Gail? I think.
But why do they need to be in space flying around
They can't
for that?
properly worship her on Earth, TJ.
Why not?
Too much interference from like sound
Interference,
waves.
huh? Okay.
And the beams they put into people's brain to make them not worship Gail. You know.
Yeah, that is
the mind control beams.
The Jesuits are too strong here on Earth, so
Exactly.
But Jesuits are out there and they're fucking shooting photon torpedoes and shit.
But the
at
Church
them.
of Gail is strong enough to repel those attacks in space.
And
but
then
they can't contend with a taco and burrito.
Right.
In fact, one time they were one bean away from being
What?
destroyed. One bean away.
Yeah.
Brent said, "I don't believe I've seen your dummy, Kanye."
So how
That's
she's
awful
making this up as
strange.
she goes along. It sounds what bullshit am I going to say next? I
Are
mean,
you sure
this is so transparent.
We didn't misplace it. Matthew McConaughey said, "Oh no, I hope you find her soon. I'd hate to think it walked away and got lost or stolen." And then Gerard Butler wrote, "Matthew, those little lassies, as I understand, are highly subservient. It would be highly uncharacteristic for one of those dummies to just walk
Those
away and
little
leave her
lassies.
bloke. I'll send a note to the church's lost and found desk to let them know to keep an eye out for it, Kanyo." Then Hugh
Keanu.
Keanu.
Keanu Reeves. So embarrassing.
Yeah.
The Church of Gail.
Gail faces Antichrist Zack Knight in the courtroom.
Oh my God. It's happening.
I have heroically stood by my men,
Yep.
even sending them nudes to bring them out of depression because
Whoa. You know, but I kind of noticed something. Like, and someone actually, I was looking at the chat, someone actually kind of caught on to something. Like, TJ, the Jesuits.
Oh.
Got something you want to tell us, TJ? Or should I call you the Jesuits?
Look, guys.
Jig is up, TJ.
Let's just move on from this. You know, those
TJ.
rumors are completely
Hey, TJ.
You're on the
unfounded.
spot now, TJ.
TJ, you've been caught.
Piece of shit.
Those rumors are completely
You've
unfounded.
been caught.
I've never met the Jesuits. You know, it is merely a coincidence. The TJ could stand for many things.
Where's Gail Starship, TJ?
Thomas James.
Why are you stopping Gail,
the
TJ?
Jesuits.
TJ, why are you stopping Gail from leaving Earth?
Taco. Jalapeno.
TJ, why are you stopping Gail from leaving Earth?
Titty juice.
You're a bad person, TJ. No one likes
Tiberius Jones.
you. No one likes you, TJ.
The Joker.
Go find your Gail sex dummy, TJ.
I like my Gail sex dummy. My Gail sex dummy is Gail.
Okay.
they've endured from Zack Knight's Jesuit order. I knew there was a risk that my nudes would be confiscated by evil people and used against me, but I so loved my men and was willing to heal them with my nude body that I did this. You know, Brent
Beautiful.
Spiner.
It's like the most harrowing story of courage I've ever heard in my life.
She risked everything just to show them her nudes. That's wonderful.
When he became aware of the full extent of Laurie McBride's rape of him in 1992, he had repressed this because it was so painful. He went in denial about it.
So hold on.
Psychiatrist.
She's basically saying that Brent Spiner's, I don't know, is that still his girlfriend?
Yeah, and they may even be married. I'm not sure.
Either his wife or his girlfriend. She's actually saying that she raped him back in 1992.
Yes. And she's a Jesuit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Did she rape the real Brent Spiner or his clone?
The real one.
Oh, the real one. Okay.
I'm sure. Otherwise, she wouldn't even have called it Brent.
Drew it out of him. He became seriously depressed. And I believe that if I had not stood by him and sent him my nudes to comfort him, he may have killed himself. And I am punished for standing by my men. Zach Knight tastelessly stole a video of my nudes to Brent and has taken a still from this and displayed this to the world, blaming his crimes on the King James only people who I suspect secretly work for him. And I am punished for standing by my men through the Jesuit rages of hell.
Yep.
Would you like to
crazy how she's discriminated against like that, man.
Would you like to comment on that, TJ?
Yeah, you know, I mean...
Why'd you do that to Gail, TJ?
Well, I mean, I'm not Zach Knight, but I know Zach Knight.
TJ, but you're the Jesuits.
I'm not the Jesuits. I am but a tool of the Jesuits.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm not... I took the name TJ to stand for the Jesuits because
tool
I work
of the
for
Jesuits.
the Jesuits. I'm a tool of the Jesuits. I work for Zach Knight. I'm like, you know, it's not like I'm not the real Santa. The real Santa, but I'm one of his helpers.
I
know, and I'm a helper of Zach Knight, as many people, influential people in media and politics are. And basically, the Jesuit order, we've been monitoring Gail for quite some time. She does pose a mild threat to us. Her pitiful starship, the Church of Gail, which we've nearly destroyed on several occasions.
Photon torpedoes and a bean, like a...
Yeah, well, one time it was one bean from destruction. That's because a brilliant plan. We imbued a taco and a burrito with sentience and sent them in pursuit of the Church of Gail, which of course is manned completely by Gail's male love slaves, most of whom are famous celebrities. Matthew McConaughey, Brent Spiner, so on and so forth.
Gerard Butler.
But you know, these people they're ants to us. We're the Jesuits. We're the most powerful order in existence. Well, we're the second most powerful. The Illuminati are slightly more powerful, but
Illuminati.
You know, it's not as big of a disparity as people think. The Illuminati, they get talked about probably 10 times as much as the Jesuits do, but really, it's a very minor difference. You know, the Illuminati, they're probably like Frieza level, and we're like, you know, we're like Frieza, and they're like Goku once he became a Super Saiyan. You know, it's a close fight. But we're pretty fucking awesome and powerful, and we're always looking for new recruits. So if any of you guys want to join the Jesuits, always looking for new members. Now, you have to start off as a peon. Your life is completely expendable to us, and we really place no value upon you. But if you prove yourself at that and you don't die, eventually you could ascend to the rank of being like my butt slave or something. So, and of course, you get to destroy Gail in the process.
And of course, you get to destroy Gail.
And then Zach Knight has the nerve to lie about me and say that I sent the still to him. I most certainly did not.
So,
did our guest leave?
Yes. So Zach Knight, did she actually send it to Zach Knight?
Yeah, well, you know,
no, she said to Brent Spiner. Come on, guys.
I'm not. You know, I don't know all of Zach's affairs, but I mean, I know that Zach keeps a very close eye on Gail, and he pretty much has all of her communications with anybody.
So you think Zach intercepted it?
Well, you know, it's barely even interception. The security of the Church of Gail is a joke. We can pretty much read their information at will.
So why haven't you been able to destroy it then?
Is it Jesus?
You know, I mean,
you know, I find it ridiculous that you would ask those questions. I mean, this is a terrorist group. Are you saying you support Gail, the Church of Gail, they're terrorists. You know, we created a sentient taco and burrito, and they were good people, and Gail destroyed them.
We're just trying to ask questions.
And she besmirched their memory in a slanderous video.
We're just trying to ask questions,
claiming that they sentient taco and burrito were eating people in Mexico.
You can get upset,
when in fact they were building hospitals for children in Mexico.
We're just here to ask questions, TJ.
You know,
and if you want to dodge these questions,
why are you getting
TJ,
so
you can.
defensive?
Zach Knight is a brilliant man. And, I mean, I didn't come... This is why I was so reticent to come forward as a Jesuit, because I am not going to sit here and be questioned about Zach Knight.
Are you Zach Knight, TJ?
You know, you can ask a lot of questions.
Does Zach Knight even exist, TJ?
Skepticism...
You can't handle the truth, TJ!
Skepticism is okay. TJ. It's okay sometimes, Scotty.
TJ.
But when it comes to Zach Knight...
Does Zach Knight even exist?
Who can say? You know,
Are
Zach
you Zach
Knight,
TJ?
There's a little Zach Knight in all
maybe
of
the
us.
universe is Zach Knight. Have you ever thought about that?
Are you Zach Knight, TJ?
Maybe maybe Zach Knight is within me.
You know how TJ dodges these questions.
You know, I'm not dodging them. I'm just trying to communicate to you on a deeper spiritual level that you're not accustomed to even communicating on about Zach Knight.
I don't think you are, TJ.
You know,
I think there's some ad hoc responses, TJ.
Look, we don't have to prove anything to you. We're the fucking Jesuits. We control at least 17% of the world. So fuck off.
Well, TJ,
you know, let me. How much? What
TJ,
percent?
you're forgetting what I'm part
what
of,
percent
though,
of
bitch.
it?
The Illuminati.
You know what? But I'm a higher rank in the Jesuits than you are in the Illuminati. You're just the vice chair of finance in the Illuminati.
You know what? We're still more powerful.
I am the co-president.
Well, take this outside.
All right,
bitch.
fine. That's it. You know what?
Take this outside.
I'm tired of fucking living in the shadows of fucking Zach Knight. There is no Zach Knight. He's a creation of me. I created Zach Knight. I control Zach Knight. I manipulate Zach Knight.
You heard it first here.
I am
TJ
Zach
is
Knight.
Zach Knight.
You know what, Zach? You ever seen fucking Iron Man 3?
Uh-huh.
That disappointing ass shit where the Mandarin was just like a joke?
Yeah.
That's fucking Zach Knight. He's my Mandarin. You know, I'm the real fucking head honcho of this shit. Gail's stupid ass been fucking chasing phantoms with Zach Knight. I'm the real fucking head of the show. I run this bitch. I am the Jesuits. TJ. It was right before your eyes the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world you didn't exist.
It's not easy for me to send news
Unusual
down. I'm a
suspects,
born-again Christian,
bitch.
You know? But I loved my man. I was willing to do it.
suspects.
I did this for Brent Spiner so that he wouldn't kill himself. Zach Knight is very tricky and deceptive.
Yep.
His followers,
Even
I
trickier
believe,
than you
hacked
imagine,
into my
bitch.
computer and modified some emails I sent to Brent Spiner that made me appear to doubt my
I told
Jesus
you.
and doubt Brent.
I told you. We
It caused
control
Brent
her
to worry about
systems.
me very much.
We
This happened in the
manipulate her
past
like a
week.
puppet.
Terrence Jenkins helped me. Judge Terrence Jenkins helped me to discover that this was happening because Brent's
TJ.
comments about me seemed out of...
You know, you guys.
God, TJ, you're working every angle.
You guys asked me a little earlier why we haven't destroyed the Church of Gail yet, and honestly, I'll come right out and say it because it doesn't really affect my plans anyway. That the Church of Gail is part of our plan. It's another system for control, much like how in the Matrix sequels you learn that Neo was actually a creation of the very system that he was supposedly supposed to thwart, and that's the same thing here. Gail is just a pawn. She's an unwitting pawn, but she's just a pawn. Everything she does is what we want, and that's all.
That simple.
Yeah.
Character
You know,
for Brent.
I think I've addressed enough about this situation for today.
Yeah, I'd say so.
If people have more questions about the Jesuits, be sure to ask me. And you know, you could become a recruit. And then Gail came back.
Gail.
Oh shit.
Share with us your wisdom.
There is so much trust between Brent and myself.
There
Zach
is.
Knight and his followers are
Holy
experts
shit.
at impersonation and defamation because I adore my Jesus and have absolute faith in both Brent and Jesus and welcome their
I have
counsel in
absolute
all
faith
matters.
in Goku.
This impersonator shot
Goku is pretty
insults.
awesome.
They were imitating me,
Goku's
pretending like they
fucking
were
saved the
writing
Earth.
this letter. They took
What
my
has
email
fucking
and
Gail done
modified
for
it
us lately?
and made me appear different than who I am. They shot insults at both Jesus and Brent and made me appear a rebellious hellraiser, much like Laurie McBride has been to Brent. I very much suspect Zach Knight is behind this junk. Zach refuses to take lie detection about this. I've asked him, I said, Zach, are you secretly supporting the King James only people and just pretend and saying you sympathize with me about them and you really are on their side? I believe if he was truly innocent, he would jump at the chance to prove his innocence with lie detection and
Okay.
So apparently, does this come from a time period where Zach Knight was not yet like the leader of the Jesuits, but just some person she had some issue with? Because it seems like she's not as condemning him as strongly here. Like she's talking about actually like being in direct communication with him and being like, take a lie detector test, and he's like being deceitful from her. But now she's just like outright like Zach Knight's trying to destroy me and firing photons at me.
Some weak photons. Maybe she meant futons.
Futons.
Maybe she meant he was firing
croutons.
Yeah, or croutons. Something else.
Croutons.
Wish I had some croutons.
Here's a video. It's a autobiographical video made by
Satan.
Close.
Satan. Close. Oh, shit.
Made by Gail Chord Schuler.
Telling her life story.
Yeah, telling basically the section of her life from birth up until 1993, where Brent Spiner fell madly in love for Gail.
Right.
Yes.
We all know that happened.
Gabriel Chana is Gail Chord's pen name. Laurie McBride is the wife of the Jesuit clone of actor Brent Spiner. The real Brent Spiner has had no willing and knowing sex with this publicist and has never, ever desired her. While Brent desired Gail every day from 1990 to now, Jesuit stole Brent's semen and then used this semen to impregnate or implant it into Laurie without sex. From 1992 to now, Laurie threatens death to Gail if Brent won't cooperate with her desire for publicity as Brent's sexual partner, if Brent won't play her game. Since Gail's divorce in 2001, Gail has not dated anyone and has only had sex with one man her entire life, her ex-husband. Brent Spiner, in his CD Dreamland, sings about Gail and his journey with her from 1990 to now.
Right.
What? Oh yeah. Brent Spiner has an album.
Really? And that song was about her.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish we could play it on the show, but
yeah,
we can't.
So have you been watching this on the show? JF, have you seen the Church of Gail stuff?
No, I don't know at all about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's I guess it's a lot to explain.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah.
But it seems like another of those sex stories touching the church. A church.
It's the Church of Gail. It's not a real church. It's a intergalactic spacecraft with famous male actors that I can't even go any further. I don't know.
Look, it's real easy, Ben. All right, look.
Okay.
Look, the person we're listening to right now is Gail Chord Schuler.
Great author.
She believes that Brent Spiner, the actor who played Data on Star Trek The Next Generation, is in love with her. He, in fact, has nothing to do with her. She believes that he is part of a crew of men that include Matthew McConaughey, Vladimir Putin, and others who make up a crew of a starship called the Church of Gail, which is dedicated, I guess, to her, and that they all are madly in love with her, and they
have sex with clones.
They have sex with robots.
Yeah, robots. Okay.
That are designed to look like Gail, but they've never had sex with the actual Gail. But they are fiercely loyal to her and in love with her because she's obviously so magnificent. And in fact, according to her, Brent Spiner once said that she was the next Galileo. So,
well, this is one of the most complex construction I've heard of.
Oh, that's just scratching the surface.
Yes.
Gail broke down in tears when she first heard it on February 8th, 2010.
Why is Gail talking about herself in the third person here?
She's telling her own story.
Okay.
In third person.
1957. Gail was born September 15th, 1957.
Let's get to the good part.
At Jackson Memorial Phone, caressing her with his velvet tenor voice that yearned for her with depths, longings, and desires. In Brent's Dreamland CD, The songs and story around Some Enchanted Evening and the Moonbeam song seem to be around 1991 in Brent and Gail's love story. After Melody Rondeau mailed to Gail Brent's album Old Yellow Eyes Is Back, Gail recognized the voice of her mystery caller as Brent Spiner.
Okay, so she was getting dirty phone calls from somebody.
Right. But then when she heard that album, she realized, holy shit.
It was Brent Spiner.
It was Brent Spiner the whole time. The whole fucking time. That's amazing. What a love story.
I don't know.
She is the next Galileo.
Here's an older Church of Gail video. It's entitled, After 1,000 Jesuit Rapists, Jesuits Do to My Men as with Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I see. That makes perfect sense, of course.
Hello, I'm going to report on some news. This is from my bathroom. I was going to make a
mind control waves have a hard
view,
time
I'm
getting
wearing
there.
My bathing suit, but I changed my mind. The lighting is really horrible in
no.
here, and I don't have the best camera.
Damn.
I just wanted to
What man could tame her?
What
man could tame
So
Gail?
wait, I want to...
What the fuck,
Just
man? We
to
thought we were going to see a bikini
quickly
video,
recap,
and
guys.
now we get this.
Quick recap.
What the hell?
I'll let him
She does not have the best camera, but she does have an intergalactic starship. So
Yeah, and I found out the reason why she can't get on the starship.
What is that?
It's because the only way to get on the starship is to use transporter technology, which of course we all know with transporter technology, the Jesuits can block certain people from being able to use it.
Oh.
That's what's going on.
Why don't the Jesuits are blocking Gail from being transported to her starship?
Also, the Church of Gail, they don't get much funding because, the Jesuits steal all the money.
Couldn't they
Can't
send,
afford nice cameras.
couldn't they send like a shuttlecraft?
No, there's only one way to get on the Church of Gail for security reasons.
Oh, so there's it's not like the Enterprise where you can, there's like a docking bay. There's no docking bay.
That's not an option, TJ. Come
Wow.
on.
Okay.
Come on, buddy.
Zach Knight would easily be able to get past that.
That's true. Zach Knight is a clever fuck.
report on some news that Judge Terrance Jenkins called me on Skype the other day and wanted me to just mention some things about his cousin, Michael Jackson, who passed away, as you know.
So
allegedly,
Terrance Jenkins, some person that she talks to regularly, that I believe is on the Church of Gail.
Isn't Michael Jackson really a Jesuit? I mean, I don't think he's dead. I think he's a Jesuit.
Shouldn't his name just be pronounced Terrance? I mean,
TJ, she's sitting there with Terrance and Keanu.
You almost said quinoa. Quinoa.
I just wanted to fuck it up so royally because I couldn't remember what she said.
Quinoa Reeves.
Kanunu.
Yeah, Kanunu.
Kanunu Reeves.
Regarding Michael Jackson's white face, the reason why it was bleached white is that a Jesuit threw acid on his face.
Oh.
It's not because Michael Jackson was trying to look beautiful or change his face. A Jesuit threw acid on his face, and
It was
that's
the
why
Jesuit
his face was
acid
white.
attack.
And one time a Jesuit set Michael Jackson's hair
Jesuit
on fire.
acid attack.
There's
no going back.
I guess it's because he was doing some sort of Pepsi commercials in the 1980s, and the Jesuits don't like Pepsi.
Okay, no.
The
What
Jesuits
actually
don't like Pepsi.
What actually happened was Michael Jackson was doing a Pepsi commercial in the 80s, and there were pyrotechnics, and a spark from the pyrotechnics got into his hair and lit his hair on fire, and he actually was scarred from that. That's kind of what she's.
It sounds like a likely story, but I think the Jesuit story has a little bit more credibility. Let's keep it real around
we can't
here.
prove the existence of sparks, but we all know Jesuits exist.
Yeah,
so.
obviously.
Inflammable hair care products.
And sentient tacos and burritos.
Because Pepsi's an anti-Jesuit company.
Oh, good.
And
it's good news.
So if I called Pepsi right now and I asked them, Pepsi, what's your position on the Jesuits? They're going to be like, oh, we're against them.
I mean, you would call, wouldn't you, TJ?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, regarding his nose, the reason his nose looks so strange is that one time a Jesuit was trying to do some sort of oral sex with his nose, a Jesuit with a very small penis.
That would be nasal sex, not oral sex.
Nasal sex.
Sweet.
tattooed
And-
nasal cord on his fucking
I
dick.
know you've seen a lot of different porn, TJ. Have you ever seen nasal porn?
No.
Okay.
You should make some nasal porn. Nasal porn. The amazing thing is nasal porn.
Nasal porn.
In the process of doing this, the Jesuit chopped off Michael Jackson's nose.
So tragic.
That's how that happened. I told Terrence we're gonna have a believability problem. Terrence told me this stuff really happened to Michael Jackson, and he's just trying to stick up for his cousin. He thinks the world of Michael Jackson, and he's still crying over his death. And Terrence tells me he's the one who taught Michael Jackson how to sing.
Yep.
Judge Terrence Jenkins, TerranceJenkins. He actually was the judge over my case with Laurie McBride. And you can get this all on the internet.
She had I believe it was a civil lawsuit against Laurie McBride, the fake wife of Brent Spiner.
She actually filed a lawsuit against her, or she just says she did?
She said she did.
Oh, okay. I'm sure
you have
she
to
did.
take it all with a grain of salt. Like,
Well, the crazy people do shit like this.
Yeah, and her buddy Terrence Jenkins was the fucking judge over this so-called, case.
Well, yeah, obviously that proves it's bullshit. Right
By the
there,
way,
but-
I have seen recordings of some of these conversations.
But
She
in my
has.
mind, I mean, she's crazy enough where I would believe she would sue the fucking.
Yeah, maybe.
She's that crazy.
I think that there, like, when she talks about these Skype calls with Terrence Jenkins and,
I think it's just dudes that are just like, for
It
some reason,
is.
trying to bang Gail for some reason.
I don't know if
Even
they're trying to
she's
bang her. I think they're just they
probably
think it's-
trolling, but I mean, obviously they get like naked pictures from her and shit.
Yeah, I don't know
so-
about that. If they're doing that, I can't condone that at all.
I bet you they probably are.
I've seen naked pictures of Gail.
Have you?
Why would you want to?
I've seen someone sent me video of her like dancing around naked and shit.
Oh God. Back to the video.
And Michael Jackson always told the Jesuits to beat it. And he became addicted to these all this prescription medicine he was on because the Jesuits used brain control technology.
Fucking Jesuits.
Yeah, you don't need brain control to get addicted to prescription medication. It's because the medication is addictive.
No,
no
Jesuits,
brain
dude.
control required.
Jesuits, dude.
Him. Very similar to what they did with Vladimir Putin, what they're doing right now with Vladimir Putin.
Huh?
And this brain controlled technology made him feel that he needed to take these drugs and that he needed that Jesuit doctor who was encouraging the addictions. And by the way, that doctor, even though he was convicted in court, he has, from what I understand, he's been released. And
Damn Jesuits. Their
let me tell you
corruption
what
knows
happened
no
to my
end.
men. About several weeks ago, a black limousine. My men were in Las Vegas heading towards a McDonald's. This was Brent Spiner, Vladimir Putin, Matthew McConaughey, Gerard Butler, Terrence Jenkins, Kim Jong-il. And
What?
a black
Kim Jong-il.
Could you imagine seeing all these guys in a car together?
Yeah.
You see Matthew McConaughey and Brent Spiner
Going to a McDonald's.
with Kim Jong-il. This was back when Kim Jong-il was still alive.
Right. And
So.
they were all driving to McDonald's in
Gerard
Vegas.
Butler.
All right, interview me.
Scotty, why do you suck?
That's a fucking lie, TJ.
It's not a lie.
He's like, it's not a lie.
It's not a lie, Scotty. No, I'm not. I'm still alive.
TJ's not dead. He was never alive.
limousine, that Jesuits were in, threw a taser net over them and tasered them all.
Taser
and then
net?
kidnapped them and brought them to a Jesuit homosexual compound. And while they
Did you know that those existed?
I do.
Jesuit homosexual compound.
I've been to a few, but
That's TJ's
It's
favorite
not-
part about being a Jesuit.
It's not as much fun as you'd think.
You can spend
Jesuit
like a
homosexual
weekend there and
No, because mostly it's a lot of boring administrative work.
I see.
Barely any gay sex. Just like maybe
Man, we know that's a lie. TJ doesn't do anything like that.
13, 14 hours a day.
were there at that compound, they were forced to endure oral sex.
Oh
from
no!
1,000 Jesuits.
No! Forced to endure oral sex. Fuck no!
Yeah, shouldn't they?
You
have been-
monsters!
It should have been like
Stop it! anally raped or something. Not just like
you're forced to.
Someone sucked my dick.
But
Oh
Gail's
no!
punishments are like
Why
so-
is this happening?
Her punishment's such non-punishments. Like they were forced to go on a cruise and had sex with beautiful women all day,
and they never got their McDonald's.
Yeah, something like that. It's like, what? That doesn't really sound that bad, but
Did somebody say Jesuit sex?
Jesuits, and each man took about 200 Jesuits apiece, where they were ejaculating into their mouths. And these Jesuits gave them all sorts of infections.
All sorts of infections.
Matthew McConaughey right now has got gonorrhea from what he caught from this rape that he endured by these Jesuits, from all the semen that he choked on. He literally couldn't. He was choking on it. He couldn't breathe.
okay.
Choking on the semen.
I think we're hearing Gail's weird fantasies now. And they couldn't.
Matthew McConaughey couldn't breathe through the semen. I guess they were the ones forced to suck them. Because earlier she made it sound like they were getting their dicks sucked. But Matthew McConaughey apparently sucked so many dicks.
He got gonorrhea.
That he not only did he get gonorrhea, but he couldn't breathe through all of like the semen. There was just so much.
Yeah, he nearly died for Gail.
They were giving him so much semen.
It was backing up his stomach.
He has gonorrhea right now. I believe he's over the AIDS virus that they gave him. We don't know what all they gave him.
He's getting over that AIDS virus.
Getting over AIDS, you know.
That AIDS, the AIDS was bad at first, but you know
he's getting over it.
He's getting over that.
No
but the
HIV
gonorrhea is still going strong.
No HIV, just AIDS.
Just AIDS.
Yeah, here's
Just
your
went
AIDS.
right to AIDS.
Yeah, do not pass go.
Do not collect $200.
Yeah.
Just get AIDS instantly.
You got AIDS. Sorry, man.
Took in so much semen, so God knows, and the doctors are dealing with this. Just pray for these men. These Jesuits raped them.
A lot of people write fan fiction. She lives fan fiction.
But people are writing fan fiction for her, aren't they?
I guess.
And there's also a movie in the works. People keep sending it to me.
Yeah, the movie's going to be great.
Yeah. Someone's making a movie. Also, by the way, everyone who's listening right now, stop sending rapping for Jesus. We're not going to cover it.
Never.
No.
Never going to do it.
It's stupid.
Never going to do it.
No rapping for Jesus.
Never going to do it.
Probably because they're on my marriage list, and the Jesuits don't like any guy who's on my marriage list. No famous guy is allowed to be in love with the woman with the genetic profile of Catherine the Great and King David. So pray for Matthew McConaughey. Hugh Jackman, they pooped all over him, and
They pooped.
They pooped on him.
They pooped on Wolverine.
All over him.
They made sure to take laxatives before, too.
They're like, hey, it's Wolverine. Let's poop on him.
he's dealing with the psychological trauma of that right now. Gerard Butler, they made him dress as a little girl. And all of these men took in Jesuit semen.
All of them.
To me, that's the worst part. On top of the psychological trauma is having to, God knows what kind of illnesses they're going to get from this.
Well, at least the Jesuits didn't kill them,
Yeah, they were nice enough to spare their lives after all this trauma.
The Jesuits, they could have just killed them outright.
After 200 apiece, 200 Jesuits per guy, raped them savagely. They were just like, okay, they just left him after that, like, okay, we're done raping you, so the Jesuit sex convention is leaving town now, bye.
A lot of Jesuits, man.
The Jesuit sex convention coming to a city near you.
We're the Jesuit rape posse.
Brent Spiner can't even talk right now. That semen that was blasted into his throat has given him a throat infection. And he tried to talk to me on Skype the other day, and he couldn't get his voice out. It just sounded like a rasp. I said, "You sound like you're in pain, Brent. Let's just stop this right now."
She's very perceptive.
Yeah.
You sound like you're in
He
pain,
supposedly
Brent.
was raped by 200 men, and it's like...
Oh, he's got a little bit of a cold.
It's hard for you to talk. You okay there, Brent?
I sucked so many cocks last night. I just think I need to lay down.
Just write me. So he wrote me, but he couldn't talk. And I'm praying for him. He's got some sort of infection in his throat, some yeast bacterium, probably very similar to what the Jesuits gave me. I've had a chronic yeast bacterium infection in my body for years. And
oh God!
it caused
She's had a yeast infection for years.
For years. The Jesuits gave it to her. It's okay.
Oh.
It was the Jesuits.
This bladder irritation where I feel like I have to urinate all the time, and it's
fucking Jesuits.
These
man.
Jesuits are terrible.
Did not need to know
that. So just pray for my men. As far as Michael Jackson, he was friends with Princess Diana.
Okay.
And Princess Diana has an evil clone who's still alive, by the way, from what I understand.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end it there.
Yeah, that's enough torture.
To be continued.
Yeah.
I think Gorilla 199 and Gail should get married.
I don't know though. She's taken by Brent Spiner.
I don't know. I think this is her true mate.
And a whole starship.
But he's on Earth though, so she can.
Yeah.
And she could use the Church of Gail to fight against the Terrors.
Yeah, they could team up.
Speaking of the Church of Gail, we have an interesting video that we're going to cover, but I also thought it would be fun to take a look at the Jesuits' website.
The official website of the Jesuits.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it has their mission outlined here.
Welcome to the main internet hub of the Jesuit Order. This site functions as a gathering point for information on our top-level plans and important discoveries for Jesuit agents in the field. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
What agents do they have? I see
Well,
there's agents there.
there's a few agents that they want everyone to know about. There's Zach Knight.
Rule 13. Who the fuck is that?
I don't know. She's got like Nazi pins on her.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Why am I not in there?
Lori McBride, Brent Spiner's fake wife, who's not real.
Yeah, that's quite a shame.
Is on there. And then there's classified ones too.
Wow,
There's like a whole
lots
bunch
of classified
and you have
ones.
to log in to see those. Do you want to see their targets, the people they're targeting?
Oh yeah.
Look who they're targeting. They're targeting.
Oh, shit.
I like who number one.
enemy number one, Gail Chord Schuler, and then enemy 2 is Brent Spiner.
Yeah, let's see Gail Chord Schuler's profile.
Gail was born September 15th, 1957, to a divorced single mother in Cutler Ridge, Florida. Shortly after the birth, our genetic profiling teams were made aware of a dangerous combination of genes in infant Gail. 60% Catherine the Great and 50% King David.
110% crazy.
To make matters worse, her great-uncle was none other than the great Howard Hughes himself.
Damn.
This was a sure recipe for disaster. Since 1957, we have fought to hide her powerful genetic past from society. We first tried to kill her by giving her an allergy to baby formula, but that failed. When that failed, we started the Cold War in order to keep Russia and the United States distracted so that we could continue to weaken her quietly. It was a success. Our current methods of control include sabotaging her own brain, family, friendships, and most importantly, her love lives with the famous and powerful men that seek to be with her.
You can't even read it. You can't even get through it. It's that fucking crazy.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, I love how someone actually took the time to make this fucking website.
Whoever did this, whether you be one person or many, congratulations. It is quite funny.
Do you want to see Brent Spiner's?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
The famous actor Brent Spiner is most known for his role as Data in Star Trek The Next Generation. He is not known for much else. Over the years, he has attempted stage plays, music, and comedy with varying, usually brief and forgotten success. Throughout the 1990s, Spiner began corresponding with Gail by telephone and later created 2 music albums for her, Old Yellow Eyes Is Back and Dreamland. He is the first, favorite, and most devoted lover bonded to Gail Chord Schuler, and as such has become our next most important target and enemy. In order to completely destroy Gail, we must first completely destroy Brent.
Makes sense.
You know, their strategy. They got a good strategy.
Let's try to log in and see what happens here. Let's see. So, we have to do a security scan first.
Okay, let's do it.
In order to try to log in. The Jesuit. Oh, whoa. Hold on.
The Computer Satellite Technology Resource. Oh shit. It's frozen.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on?
This is like old school internet.
Well, it's trying to scan right now, you know.
I see. It's taking a while because of the scan. The Computer Satellite Technology Resource that you're attempting to access is currently unavailable due to a system reboot of the quadrature phase.
Oh shit. Well, I don't want to piss off the Jesuits.
Yeah, well.
Or anything.
That's
Before we watch the Gail video, let's look at Zach Knight really quick, who looks a lot like Robin Thicke for some reason.
Chief Jesuit Master Zach Knight oversees the construction and application of all Jesuit technologies from cloning to teleportation. He is responsible for keeping Jesuit populations strong with his superior genes, having sex with as many as 100 women daily. His brain-to-brain loving technology is so advanced he can make women pregnant just by looking at them.
Pretty impressive. That's pretty awesome. Zach Knight really is worth following.
All hail the great Zach Knight.
Zach Knight! Zach Knight is truth. Zach Knight is love.
I just wanted to talk about my book, Jesus, the Eternal Bridegroom. And if you look to the left of the screen here, I have some excerpts from the book. I'm about 55,000 words into the book. And this one has been going really slow. I believe that Satan finds this book very threatening. This is going to be my best work yet.
Wow. That's really saying something.
Jesus advised me on this book. He said, Gail, he said, I liked The Forbidden Abyss Part 1. He says, I loved how your scenes flowed seamlessly, like from one
Jesus
scene to
offers her very specific criticisms.
Yeah, you know, most Christians, you know, when they pray, maybe they'll have a profound religious experience and they'll hear Jesus speaking to them, but Gail literally Skypes with Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus is like an editor to Gail.
Yeah.
It's like,
Jesus
you know,
is like,
cut that line out. No,
Gail, I really think what you did here with the allegory was just brilliant, but, you know, everything you do is brilliant, so it's no surprise.
the other. He said, the only thing I didn't like was you didn't put enough of your strong writing voice into the book. He says, I don't want your writings to be just copies of chat room scenes between you and your men. He said, I don't want your writing to just be that.
Yeah.
He said, I want you to go deeper than that, like go into the heart and soul. He said, I want you to be like an artist with a painting where the painter knows which strokes to put into the painting to highlight the stuff that needs to be highlighted. And it's taken me a while to find out
Jesus is really, you know, he's a good editor.
He could be like a ghostwriter, I think.
Holy ghostwriter.
Yep.
To go about this.
The Jesuits used Gail's Jesuit husband to set things up so they could block her from writing me at Paramount. They sent Gail and her ex-husband a FedEx letter that her husband signed for at the door on January 15th, 1994, Saturday morning. Gail went to church on Sunday morning, Sunday evening, and Thursday evenings at Open Door Baptist Church in Linwood, Washington at this time. When she attended church Sunday morning, January 16th, 1994, she was in much prayer to God over why he allowed her to receive this letter that forbade her to write me, when God seemed to tell her clearly while she was attending a little girl's funeral in November 1992 that he had a plan for me and her to get together someday. I think this is Brent Spiner writing this section.
Yep.
Poor Brent. You know, he wants nothing more than to be with Gail. And
And the Jesuits just fucking won't let it be.
Come on, Jesuits. Just let Brent Spiner have a little bit of happiness.
Well, could you imagine what'll finally happen when Brent and Matthew McConaughey and Vladimir Putin, they'll just like bukkake the shit out of Gail.
Just triple team Gail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll
I
just
think
be a
there's Gerard
fucking
Butler too.
It'll be a line formed around the block.
Yeah.
All Gail's men just waiting for one little piece of Gail. They're tired of the sex clones.
They only get 5 minutes, too.
Gail cocky. Hashtag Gail cocky.
They get 5 minutes every 10 years with Gail. That's it.
Gail loves the cocky.
I found a video of the Vigilant Christian defending himself, saying that he's not a Jesuit. I guess
he
people
is.
are, full circle there with the Church of Gail.
When two worlds collide.
Yes.
Over here.
This is what it's like when worlds collide.
Brent Spiner chats with Gail as a YouTube commentator.
Good.
Finally.
Hi, you guys. I heard from Brent Spiner through my YouTube channel. Actually, that's the way he first...
Don't you see it? Right there. There's evidence. Right there. You know what? I don't think the people that are watching the video can see it, so I'm going to remove our overlay for a moment. Look.
Wow, this is
someone
amazing.
named Brent Spiner commented on Gail's video, which must mean that that's... Brent Spiner trying to communicate with her.
Look, everyone. Gail, I love you. I'm just stopping by to confirm that everything you've said is true. And we doubted Gail.
Holy shit.
Look, the proof is right there. Brent Spiner. God damn it, Ben. God damn it, TJ. Brent Spiner just confirmed it. I'm so happy to be part of your life. Please, for the love of God, keep it all the wonderful content coming. Praise Jesus. Spread the word of our Savior. Brent Spiner.
Brent Spiner is a very devout man.
Yeah, I had no idea Brent Spiner was so religious. You know, like
and everything Gail is saying is true.
Obviously,
you can show up, TJ, you Jesuit bastard.
Well, obviously, the Jesuit clone of Brent Spiner is less religious, so that probably gave us a false impression.
Which is funny because the Jesuits are a religious organization.
Well, that's what they pretend to be publicly, but in secret, they're obviously a satanic organization trying to destroy the world and the Jesus.
Kill the Jesus.
It's simple. Kill
Introduced
the
himself
Jesus.
to me when we started our written correspondence. We've actually been together as a spiritual couple since 1990. So I know him very well. I know him like the back of my hand. But I got something from Matthew McConaughey. I was so shocked. I went to my YouTube channel and noticed I got a comment from Matthew McConaughey, and he said, "Fucking Jesuits."
The comment.
Fucking Jesuits.
Fucking Jesuits.
Actually,
Fucking
what's the
Jesuits.
context? What's the context of that? Does he mean fucking Jesuits as in to slander them, or does he mean he's literally fucking Jesuits?
Who knows with Matthew McConaughey?
Well, actually,
you know.
he actually was raped by about 200 Jesuits.
That's true.
So.
They all were
Maybe
like.
that was it. Maybe it was a distress out to Gail to say, I'm being fucked by Jesuits.
And by the way, if you guys go to patreon.com/DP and sign up to be a patron at $5 or more per month, you will get our exclusive show. And during that next exclusive show, we are going to go ahead and play the Rape of Brent Spiner movie that was made by Gail Chord Schuler and comment on it.
Well, that's true. So, Patreon's just about to charge for the next month. So if you want to see that show, your time is extremely limited.
Your time is now.
Well, your time is not now. Your time is extremely limited.
No, your time is now, Scotty.
Go there now. And by the way, we're almost to our goal. We're $500 away from our goal of
putting the show on iTunes.
Yeah, putting the show on iTunes and Android format.
Yeah, potentially SoundCloud for Android. We're still working on the Android stuff, but iTunes for sure.
iTunes. In fact, if you're an Android user, if you could tell us where you get your podcasts, that would be helpful.
And it just and then he posted a picture of himself where one of his eyes was bashed in, and I said that just sounds like Matthew. So I decided I comment about all of the commentators at my YouTube channel, at my Facebook page. Anyways, then Brent Spiner joined into the discussion.
Wow.
When I posted a video online of Matthew, then Brent Spiner started posting comments underneath the video I made about Matthew's comment. He said, "Gail, I love you. I'm just stopping by to confirm that everything you ever said is true. I'm so happy to be a part of your life. Please, for the love of God, keep all the wonderful content coming." That sounds like Brent. He always encourages me to be strong and to express myself, and so that sounds like him. That must be him. And
it's him.
That's Brent.
That's the Brent. I mean, like the second I even looked at that comment, I'm like, that's the real fucking Brent Spiner.
You know, you kind of believe that.
You know it.
Brent
You just
Spiner's
know
kind
it,
of a
like in
snarky asshole,
your fucking gut.
But it's not really him. This is Brent Spiner.
The real Brent Spiner
Praise the Lord.
loves Gail and believes her and thinks of her as the next Galileo.
Which she is.
Which, of course, she is.
So, I mean...
And it's just
Can
unfortunate.
you really blame him?
It's just unfortunate that the Jesuits are doing so much to silence this poor woman.
Yeah, TJ, stop being a Jesuit, man. Come on.
And, Brent Spiner, he has Laurie McBride at home.
Oh, another Jesuit.
I know. And she rapes him all the fucking time. And all he wants is some love from Gail.
Yeah.
It's just tragic. It's a sad situation.
It really is.
Probably what was it? The sex clones of Gail.
Yeah.
That had been handed out to all of her men on the in the Church of Gail. Like Brent Spiner's probably had his taken off them, so he's in a bit of depression right now.
Yeah, the sex clone is offline, so
it's too bad.
Because if you could have a sex clone of anybody, I mean, like
Gail,
honestly,
obviously.
yeah, Gail.
Why would you not have Gail?
You know who's?
You can have anyone in the world. Choose Gail.
Easily.
Me and TJ were debating this earlier, and he's like, I'm like, would you have like one clone of Gail or two? And he's like, well, if I could have 1 million, it'd be perfect. And I was like, well, let's not get carried away, TJ.
I had a dream one night that I had to choose between Gail and the Playmates of the Year from the last 10 years.
Easy choice, Gail.
Yes, Gail.
Gail.
You know.
Not even close.
I can't even have that dream, Ben.
I
would rather.
That's almost insulting to Gail.
10 of the most beautiful Playboy playmates.
That's insulting.
And Gail, fuck, Gail's all the woman I need.
It would be worth it. You know, I mean, it would even be preferable just to hold Gail's hand than to sleep with all those women. You know.
Just have Gail acknowledge you, even.
Yeah, even just hear Gail, like, even if she
Like
just looked at you
TJ.
for a second and said your name. That's all. I mean, like,
TJ's
that would
heart
be.
would melt.
You'd probably come in your pants right there and have the strongest orgasm that you ever had. And,
Easily.
like, every time you jerked off after that, it wouldn't even feel like anything compared to the
Zack
time
Knight
that
can
Gail looked at
impregnate
you.
women. Zack Knight can impregnate women with his stare. Gail can make men come in their pants with her
Oh yeah,
stare.
easily.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Then we got a bit of a conversation going, and he
What do you do then,
he
Gail?
then said, "Oh, hold on, let's go to the next."
Yeah, let's go to the next one. Next,
Oh.
Gail. What was that?
What the?
Something happened.
Brent Spiner clone.
The Brent Spiner clone actually came on there and said, "No more citizen scanners." I think that was the Brent Spiner clone.
I like how he's titled himself. I'm the Brent Spiner
Okay,
clone.
hold on. You got to show people this.
Oh wow! Yeah, you
gotta-
have to show.
Yeah,
people
you have to
this.
show people the Brent Spiner clone.
The way,
Yeah.
he actually posted as Brent Spiner.
It's
clone.
it literally says Brent Spiner clone.
You gotta.
Oh, he's not a very good clone, is he?
He's a terrible clone. He's like, what should my YouTube name be? Brent Spiner clone.
Who's definite? It should have been like Brent Spiner, who's definitely not a clone of the real Brent Spiner. That should have been his fucking username.
It should have just been,
Actually,
Should've
maybe
been the real
the
Brent
Brent
Spiner.
Spiner above is actually a Brent Spiner clone. It's just sneakily there put in there by the Jesuits. You know, they're getting
Oh
more
no,
tactical these days.
No way. He confirmed everything Gail said is true. Come on. And Gail even acknowledged it. We know it's the real Brent Spiner. The Brent Spiner clone is trying to undermine the real Brent Spiner. Clearly.
It's so obvious.
Jesuits. We basically give it to them as a means of self-defense because Jesuits are killers. And I'm letting you, look at the video, and you can see some of the comments I got underneath the reason I'm making this video is because I just know that the Jesuits are going to shut down these Google Plus channels or whatever that Brent and
Any
Matthew
moment now.
set up, claiming.
People are saying in the chat, they're saying, "Clone disappear."
Clone disappear.
Clone disappear.
Clone disappear.
If only it worked, and Gail and Brent Spiner, Matthew McConaughey, and Gerard
disappear.
Butler, and all of them could just be together on the what is their shape called, TJ? The Church of Gail.
The Church of Gail.
What
really
they
all
don't
they-
know, that's actually a clone's. That's a clone's major weakness. Is you have to get someone in who's psychic enough so that they can move clouds, stare at the clone, say "clone disappear," and they'll go.
That's how you beat them.
That's the only way you can beat a clone of the
Shape of a
Jesuits.
T.
So I got screenshots
Shape of
what
Gail.
they said
Jesuit
Shape of Gail.
clone.
The Shape of
before I
Gail.
lose it. Okay, then Brent Spiner. So the Brent Spiner clone said, "No more citizen scanning," and then Brent Spiner replied to him, "When will Zack Knight stop cloning me? All of these clones are really starting to ruin my life. I don't even have control of my own Twitter anymore. This sounds like Brent."
Yep.
Dude, Gail should have her own soap opera.
And the reason why, Gail, I'm just going to level with you for a second. The reason why this Brent Spiner doesn't have control over the Brent Spiner Twitter is because the real Brent Spiner has control over the Brent Spiner Twitter.
No, it's the Jesuits.
What are you talking about? That is the real Brent Spiner. The Jesuits control his Twitter,
Oh, fuck.
obviously.
You know,
look, Zack Knight even showed up.
In my hometown, there's a high school called St. John's Jesuit High School, and it's totally run by Jesuits. And I have a bunch of friends that graduated from there.
We should take her there.
So does that mean that they're all Jesuits and they're like all part of this secret society?
Of course.
Yeah. Fuck. That's what Jesuits do, Ben. What did you think they do?
They're all taught how to bring down the Church of Gail.
I
That's
thought.
what it is.
Well, most of my friends that went to that high school like to smoke weed and play beer pong. and shit
It's all
like
just kind of a
that.
cover.
Training rituals, man.
Oh fuck! They brainwashed me.
It's a cover, dude.
I thought beer pong was good.
No,
Dude, it's
all
a
training
cover.
Rituals.
You should have known.
They kind of tried to appear that way to
I
the
was
outside
so
world.
good at shooting the
Yeah.
ping pong ball into the cup.
Yeah,
Well,
we're trying
that's
to.
training to when you're shooting those photon torpedoes at the Church of Gail. It's just going to be
Oh,
like beer
fuck.
pong all over again.
Oh, I'm traumatized now.
Can you imagine how
Traumatized.
frustrating it would be to open a Twitter account
And apparently, there's more than
have
one
somebody
Brent Spiner clone.
steal your
That's interesting.
identity and take over
So
your
wouldn't Gail want
and then you go-
them to like all come over?
Yeah. How come her sex clones on the ship are okay, but the
Dude,
Jesuit
you-
clones are just
Dude,
fucked?
did you actually read the second Brent Spiner comment?
All right,
or
we'll-
the third one rather.
We'll look.
Mr. Knight, you are a terrible.
Well, hold on.
person.
Let's read Zach Knight's first. I'll
Okay.
be the Zach Knight voice.
Yeah. Do it in your most sinister, like twirl your mustache in your finger, like kind of voice.
All right,
Should I
this
be
is-
doing that?
Okay, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I think I can probably pull off some sophistication at least.
Do it. Do it.
I am about to drop a new khaki on Mexico City. I shall destroy you, and I shall destroy Matthew McConaughey once and for all. I, the great Zach Knight of the Jesuits.
That was pretty good.
It's the American thing where we think like any English accent sounds sophisticated. Yeah.
All right, TJ, read Brent Spiner.
Mr. Knight, you are a terrible person. If you do not release the member of Gail's nanotechnology team from your super high-tech prison on the moon, I will be forced to take action. She desperately needs those scientists to create an army of movie-producing automatons so that she will be able to achieve the level of fame she's always deserved. Let her people go.
True.
Let my people go.
Let her people go.
Come on,
Twitter.
guys.
And I guess I'm not sure of all the details.
Let
but
my people
for the
go.
past month,
Do you guys want
all
to?
of
I
December
think that.
Yeah, let's move on.
I think this tit's dry.
Never. Gail's tits are supple and ample and ready to go.
the Jesuit leader, he's found my
Her head
orgasm
is
with Brent
very
Spiner,
round today. Her hair.
and I'm mad at him. But I get there eventually. It's strange because I find Brent so exciting, and I
She's
can't
all
wait to have
dressed up,
sex
too.
with him.
Yeah.
And then when I jump into bed and begin the sex, the sexual excitement feeling diminishes.
It's because he's not there. It's because you're alone. That's why.
Like nothing's happening.
I drew his face on this pillow. What's going on?
Yeah.
She probably owns like one of those Brent Spiner, like not Brent Spiner. She probably owns one of those sex dolls, and she put like Brent Spiner's face on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like that picture, that crazy picture on the internet of the girl with Justin Bieber, the Justin Bieber blow-up doll.
Yeah. She has a Brent Spiner blow-up doll.
It has nothing to do with Brent. It's some sort of computer satellite technology. Zach loves to interfere with my sex with my husband.
So when we went to the Jesuit website and they had Gail listed there as the #1 target of the Jesuit order.
Yeah.
Mainly what they're doing is just fucking up her sex life with Brent Spiner.
Yeah. And the thing is that, Brent Spiner, if Brent Spiner and Gail had a child, think about how much of a powerful threat that would be
Oh
against
my
the
God,
Jesuits.
I see
If
what you're
the
saying.
#1 and the #2,
He would be the
most
chosen
wanted,
one.
yeah,
The chosen
basically,
one.
it would be
Who would overthrow the Jesuits
next
and destroy
Jesus,
Zach Knight.
basically.
Yeah.
He would be
Wow.
he would be their Neo, man.
That's crazy, dude.
Whoa. Yeah.
It's telepathic sex that I have with him, but it keeps Brent and I going until we can marry like a
Oh, it's
regular married
telepathic
couple.
sex.
Jesus knows all about this.
Jesus knows all about this.
Jesus is like, it's like a gossip rag. What's going on today? Oh, Gail and Brent are doing what?
Telepathic sex. Gail and Brent are having telepathic sex.
I think there needs to be a folk band based around the Church of Gail that just tells the stories,
If that happened just because you said that, that would be amazing.
It should.
If someday that comes to pass.
It needs lyrics like where just think about like a song about Zach Knight
and how
disrupting
Yeah.
Brent Spiner and Gail's telekinetic sex to prevent them from conceiving the one.
The one.
Chosen one.
The one. The one. It was always the chosen one, and then the Matrix came out, and they're like, "Fuck it, it's just the one."
Told me
We'll let
that
you
in the
decide
millennium
whether
when
he's
Brent
chosen
and I
or
are
not.
married, that Zach will never be able to interfere with my orgasms ever again.
Ugh.
All our orgasms.
You know, it's funny. She watches our videos because sometimes people send them to her, which, by the way, I don't condone any communication with her. We have fun watching her videos. I don't condone anyone bothering her whatsoever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same here.
Of course.
Yeah. But
I would say that goes for almost all of our guests, except
Yeah.
for the ones who are not. You know, I mean, well, I don't. There's a distinction between someone who is just like a harmless nut raving on the street corner.
Oh, gee, man.
And yeah, or Gail here, and someone who's just like an asshole, like I don't know,
Stephen
Brett
Molnir.
Keane, for instance.
Molnir,
Yeah, or
Stephen
Stephen Manure,
Molnir.
Stephanie Manure.
Stephanie Manure.
Stefan Manua. Oh, Stephanie, you guys are even taking away his masculinity, I see.
But anyway, some people did send her some of our videos, and she said TJ's a liar and that he's not really Zach Knight. Which
Well,
was
of
pretty
course
funny.
she would say that. I
But,
mean,
but she calls us filthy perverts. But listen to the shit she says. It's
I
like,
know
what?
it's pretty funny. If anyone, if anyone else is sexual, it's like, oh man, what a bunch of pervs. But 90% of her videos are like, yeah, there's and the
fucking Brent Spiner.
and their penises fell off, and Matthew McConaughey had a vagina.
Oh no, remember?
And they were raped by 200
men.
Jesuits.
Yeah, 200 men apiece.
And the sperm was like messing up their digestive systems.
Yeah, but we're perverts.
But we're the pervs,
right?
Not her. No, she's just recounting facts
She's
of the
clearly
world.
completely and utterly perverted.
Are going to be awesome. In
And
the
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. But
Zach Knight,
it's hypocritical.
who is Satan incarnate.
That
Satan
sounds
can
like
come
me.
in and out of him at will.
Yeah.
And because Satan invented the computer, he's able to snoop
What?
on my private
Hold on, what are you sitting in front of right now? Or is it just like your iPad?
devil box.
Or is the iPad not considered a computer too? To you?
It is most certainly a computer.
Well, I'm talking about for her.
She's just staring into a rock right now. It operates purely on faith.
It's like the
Jesus
computer
makes
is
it
a
work.
tool of Satan. It's like, then why are you using one?
Said Satan invented the computer.
I understand that. I'm saying, but like, if it's a tool of Satan, because obviously if he invented it, it's his tool.
Well,
then why is she using it?
Maybe she's come to some rationalization of why, even though it's his tool, it can be used against him or something.
That doesn't
I don't
make
know.
any sense. Nah, that's garbage.
correspondence, and he posts it publicly out of context. I would like to state, for those who view the latest stuff, private matters that he's putting up at Crazy Gail, that there's nothing wrong with a wife trying to accommodate her husband's penis for sex. Now let's get on to the really important
Except you're
issue
not
here.
married to Brent Spiner.
You know, once any woman reaches 300 pounds, their farts become toxic.
True. Very true.
What the fuck is... What? This is just so, like, it's like non sequitur, just like it's all over the fucking place.
Fuck. I just got so dizzy from laughing at that shit. I felt like I was going to pass out.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Gail, fucking,
Oh,
I don't know,
man.
TJ, I don't know. You know what? You say Gail's
Ben
harmless.
faints
I don't know.
mid-show.
Gail fucking might kill Ben. Shh. He'll die of laughter. He'll like, ah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Ben's gone.
Obese men don't have the same farts as women.
Right.
And their farts, though disgusting, are not toxic.
How did we get on the subject of farts?
I have no idea. This does not even make any fucking sense at this point.
You know who I actually want to see Gail with is the Alexis something or another woman.
Weigh over 300 pounds to wear a butt plug to prevent them from releasing their toxic and explosive farts. A lot of obese women are exploding.
Yeah.
No.
It's almost like become a George Carlin bit at this point.
You know, people can burp. No one's gonna put a butt plug up their ass so long. If they really have to fart, they're gonna take it out. It's like, was there like a fucking shock collar on there? They take it out, their head explodes. I mean, this is just garbage. This is just ramblings of a lunatic at this point.
I love that this is a law that's apparently been enacted in America. I was not aware of this law.
Farts can start fires. The fire at the West Texas fertilizer plant was ignited because obese Ludmila Putin let out a fart there. She did it on purpose, too. These obese women's deadly farts contain toxic gases that can cause mental retardation. So right now we are experiencing an epidemic of mental retardation.
I can see that. Yeah.
It starts with you.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
This is total nonsense. I mean, like, even for Church of Gail, this is like.
I think it's hilarious.
I mean, it is, but at the same time, it's just like, who fucking like. It's you know what's sad is it's really creative in some ways, but then it's also just ridiculous. It's like, who actually came up with this story? Like, she spends all this like how does she support herself? She spends all this time creating this like fictional character of Gail.
I think
and
I
making
think
sock
in one of her
accounts.
videos she talks about working at Walmart or something like that.
Oh man, woe betide anyone that has to fucking deal with her. Are you a Jesuit? What? Are you a Jesuit? Okay, Gail, you just go over there.
People who breathe in the fumes from these farts.
If she was really
because
clever, there
these
she'd be
obese
like,
women
"There's
are
a
not able to
Jesuit
make it
discount." Oh yeah,
to
I'll
their-
take advantage of that. Aha! I ain't selling to you.
canisters in time to let out their farts. These people are getting injured, they're dying, and a lot of them are becoming mentally retarded. These women explode because they're forced to use these butt plugs, so the gas just builds up in them and explodes. And this is because of the new anti-fart laws that we've just put into place. Because
Anti-fart laws.
I think maybe Gail is from the future.
Yeah, anti-fart laws.
She is. She talks about starships and fucking.
Right, and you know she references laws that none of us are aware of.
the gas, so I suggested to Brent that we ship these canisters like rockets into outer space when they're full.
What an ingenious idea. She may have just saved mankind.
Yeah, it's pretty brilliant.
So, I found a video of someone who is trying to discredit Gail.
That's so hard to do.
Yep.
Let's take a look.
I'm here today to be a hater.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, she's wearing swimmer's goggles.
So this is just gonna be like Gail versus other crazy.
Yeah.
This should be a national sport. Just have two complete lunatics just have a conversation with each other, and then America votes on which one wins.
Real Chana, because I don't believe she's
That'll
truly
supplant
schizophrenic.
American Idol quite
I believe that she's an FBI agent.
Right.
So she's saying that Gail's actually an FBI agent. The woman here on the screen with the swimming goggles on.
I don't even get it. I don't even know why I try to understand things anymore.
I get my evidence from
Logic
this by the
is
fact
not
she reads
needed
off the
here.
screen, and the fact that she's amazingly lucid for being so delusional. Like, she has her delusions are fixed, but they make sense in a linear fashion. I lived with several schizophrenics, and after living with them, I came to the conclusion that I am not schizophrenic, even though I use the term occasionally, because that's what they've labeled me as, even though there are many different disorders that get thrown into the schizophrenia bucket that are not. I have a head injury, and that head injury makes me kind of
but
like
you can't
split
self-diagnose
off from
yourself.
reality.
Sorry, that's not how it works.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just nonsense.
I don't know why she would make a video and post it on the internet being so. I don't know.
I mean, obviously, part of these people wants attention. You know, I mean, I think that's the most basic thing is like they kind of realize there's this giant tool they can use, which is, you know, the internet, YouTube, whatever.
Yeah.
And people will flock to this kind of stuff. Because, I mean, it's the same reason people, if you have a crazy guy in the street going, you know, I'm going to tell you that Jesus is about to come back and, you know, tacos, or you need to worship Taco Bell and, you know, whatever. And be like, oh, let's listen to this crazy guy.
Yep.
It's just the same thing in the modern age.
when I was with the delusional people, they wouldn't make any sense whatsoever when they were like that. They would be like, and there are monkeys on the moon splattering rocks, fiery dragons, and I want to go to cannibalism. And it wouldn't make any sense.
Anything,
and that's why I don't think Gabriel Chana is real.
Yeah.
If she were a paranoid schizophrenic,
What
she
is
would
going
do
on with these jump cuts?
I don't know.
These are the
little
roughest
different,
jump
too.
cuts.
First off, she wouldn't be making
Everyone
videos.
feels like a
Second
slap
off,
in the
she would be
face.
more tense and more anxiety-ridden, and she'd be hearing voices that would be derailing her speech. I'm not saying you can't be delusional. Everyone's delusional to some degree. If you open up an ordinary person, you find all sorts of strange things in there.
What?
You open them up, like, what do you mean? Like, you rip them in half and you look inside? Like, where's the crazy?
Someone needs to investigate.
Humans aren't eggs. You can't just crack them open and then that's what you want. I mean,
Sure you
If
can.
you rip someone apart or look inside, they'll probably be dead. At the
You're
end
taking
of
it too literally, Scotty.
No.
Taking it too fucking
No, I'm
literal.
not, TJ.
There was a young man in Calvary. His name was Ben. And I walked over to him. I leaned over and I said, Ben.
Don't drink the Jesus juice. You're going to get raped. You're going to get raped.
And then it happened.
Don't drink the. She's such a
Gail,
good
you
actress.
tried to warn me and I didn't listen.
Then not Gail. Ben was raped by about 200 Jesuits then.
Fuck.
It was awesome.
There was
Why'd you
semen
have to
everywhere.
remind me?
Everywhere, like Ben's eyeballs were literally just like stuck with semen.
I'm gonna see him wrestle.
Hey there, Teddy Rubskin here, and now I don't have so much of a question today as I wanted to answer a question that you guys seem to have, right? About the Church of Gail, right? Yeah.
Teddy Rubskin.
Teddy Rubskin is a part of the Church of Gail.
I
Gail,
think he's a
no,
Jesuit.
Gail.
Jesuit.
Gail.
Oh, you know what?
Saw him.
Really quick
and
here,
had to have him.
before I forget, I want to show everyone something that's pretty amazing.
Ben's about to show his penis, everyone.
Well, that's for the private show. Anyway, look, it's Gail's log. What?
No.
Hold on. No, the fucking Jesuits took it over. What?
Oh shit.
Can I log in?
Yeah, log in as Brett Spiner.
Can I log?
Submit it.
Come on.
Let me in.
Come on, Church of Gail system.
What? Oh, it's the Gail interface.
You can ask it a question.
Yes. What question do we ask Gail?
How can we defeat the Jesuits?
Here, you type.
All right.
What's it say?
We will defeat the devil-worshipping Jesuits.
Yes!
That doesn't really tell me how, though. I asked how.
Yes!
And it just said we will.
They just will. Okay.
So I guess there's no how. It's just
Let's-
like, it'll just be.
So I think Teddy Rubskin's going to weigh in
on Gail
on this website and why it exists.
Okay.
And that's what made me think about pulling this up. But yeah, this is a website, kind of like the Jesuit website. But it's crazy. It gets hacked by the Jesuits as soon as you go to it. So,
wow.
Be careful.
Church Gail. Because you, TJ, you over here, TJ, little TJ over here.
Yep.
He's touching
Scotty
me.
over here. Or is
Yep.
it Ben? Is it Ben over here?
No,
wait,
no,
wait,
no
wait,
one.
wait.
It's
You
no one.
guys seem to wonder about the Church of Gail videos. Like it seemed like we weren't sure if she was really crazy or if it was a joke. Well, you're both right. Because she actually does believe these crazy stories, but they are also a joke. You know what I'm saying? Because, I found this website, and I'll give you a link down in the description, where they actually talk about what's really going on with the Church of
If we
Gail.
could see the person controlling Teddy
apparently,
Rubskin, we would
she's
see
the
it's
victim
Gail.
of like an elaborate prank, right?
This is all Gail.
Yeah, you know, I think there
Gail's
may-
a master impressionist.
I think there may be
She's the
people-
next Galileo.
There
Come
may
on,
be
guys.
people pranking Gail. The people that are doing it, I don't condone that shit. I find her stories amusing and shit, but I don't know.
Ben condones it.
No.
I think you said 100 times you don't condone it, so I don't think anyone is
Yeah,
ever going to call you on it.
Ben's like, I don't condone this.
Yeah.
For the 12 millionth time. I condone it. I think it's right.
You do?
Yeah, fill her head with nonsense.
See how much time they put in the fucking websites and shit?
Yeah.
There are these guys out there, like, punking her, you know, trolling her, contacting her on social media and feeding her these lines of fucking garbage, right?
Okay,
I imagine,
Gail.
like, contacting her as, like, Brent Spiner, claiming to be the real Brent Spiner and telling her that the other Brent Spiner she sees on TV is like a clone. You know what I'm saying? Giving her this elaborate fucking bullshit story that she's buying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, you think stuff like the poo cocky, right? Which is like a nuclear weapon full of poo that explodes and turns into...
No, I think it was new cocky.
There was a poo cocky too.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
The tacos and burritos that fly into the sun and impregnate it with space babies. Yeah, that is a joke. But she believes it, you know? Because she actually is a diagnosed schizophrenic. And this is where the story kind of turns into sadness. Because she really is sick in the head. But she really does believe all this. You know? And she's also actually published books. Seriously.
Yeah. I've read excerpts from the books. Honestly, I enjoy the creativity.
The creative.
I
Gail.
do.
We should read some of her books on the air. Silver Skies.
Yeah, that's a good one.
By Gabrielle Chana.
She's got her own account on fucking Amazon where you can buy a bunch of her fucking books. You know?
Matthew McConaughey.
There's Matthew McConaughey right there.
Matthew McConaughey fell in love with Gail
years ago
because Matthew McConaughey played the character of Brent Spiner.
You know, I'm now even more convinced this is done by Gail. It's even showing her books for sale.
What with Teddy Rubskin?
Teddy Rubskin is Gail.
Yes.
So obvious.
Like what? Man, I gotta get some of these. Hell yeah.
Nice try, Gail.
$1.50.
You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
Anyway, till fucking next time. Keep it real.
I
Thanks, Gail.
I endorse Gail's book. If you want to read that book, pay $1.50 for it. Support Gail with her books.
Support Gail. Buy her books.
I would. I'll go buy it
You
myself.
know it's going to be interesting.
Fuck it. I will go buy Gail's book. Literally, I will.
And Ben is practically illiterate, so for him to buy a book,
I gotta like.
Is it a picture book?
Yes, and I gotta like put my finger up on the screen. And
I
just follow it,
can't read this.
Did they? This is the book for all people to read. It is available on Amazon.
No, that's the least we can do is support her by buying her books.
You're a monster, Ben.
We should call it the Theater of Gail. Or
Gail,
something.
we're Jesuits, and we want to buy your book to figure out all your secrets.
We're gonna probe Gail's mind with our Jesuit mind tricks.
The Jesuits will stop you, TJ. You're not a true Jesuit.
Actually, he is a Jesuit. He's just not Zach Knight. He was full of shit, and he was actually chastised by Zach Knight at our secret meeting.
Good.
Was I?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, that's because you enjoyed it. You know.
Yes, chastise me, master. Chastise me.
Yeah, Cheetah's not really within the Jesuit inner circle. He might be a peripheral Jesuit or something.
Zachy. Oh, Zachy.
Don't even speak Zach's name, TJ. You disgusting.
Yeah, piece of shit.
Come on, TJ.
Make me a plaything,
$1.99 for the
Zaka.
Kindle book, and it may be available in audio someday. We'll see.
Google Play
only if you sing the whole thing.
iOS.
I want the audiobook.
And every version known to man.
I want a
and
musical
Barnes and Noble.
audiobook like this.
Where he like reads the book and like taps on the keyboard.
Yes. That would be the greatest book of all time. The greatest audio book of all time. Yeah, neat.
So I think we're gonna go ahead and play the Church of Gail movie trailer. Like it's a documentary about her.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't made by her.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, someone's actually walking around with her filming this movie.
Neat.
It's actually shot in high res and everything like that.
That's strange, but yeah, let's see it.
All right.
For lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone. Arise, my love, my
need a
fair
steady
one,
cam.
and come away.
I don't know about this music. So, all right.
Dense. So I couldn't
Still
talk to him
playing.
about anything that mattered to me. He didn't understand.
La 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 la
Yeah.
la 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 la.
Spiner seems really smart. I wanted to marry Brent Spiner, and it seemed like there was one blockade after another. Jack Chick made a tape called Smokescreens. He said that the Jesuits were planning a worldwide takeover. I thought everything he says is true.
Gail.
Yeah, look at her.
Dyeing her hair.
Now, I'm not imagining things when I go outside and all these cars come out of nowhere and bump into me. Let me look at this. Perfect timing. Jesuits have it down to the T, man. Here's another one. I am part of
Wow.
the plan. Presidents and prime ministers and the United Nations and everybody knows about me. I figure the people who doubt it, they just don't have as much information as I do, you know?
That's true.
The internet right now...
If only we knew the truth. You know, like the Jesuits, man.
The Jesuits have perfect timing as well.
You know, you see the way how every time she's driving, you know, the Jesuits just pull up.
Because they're following her, obviously.
You know, they got good timing, man. The Jesuits just know. Like, I think Gail's coming up the street. We better drive up so we can look at her as she passes by.
Most reliable form of communication that I have with my men. Terrence Jenkins saved my life. He's very good about contacting me and talking to me on Skype.
Lord,
can you please put a shield around their penises and don't let their penises explode, Lord?
You know, she's like the most respectable crazy person in a way, you know, because she's so, like, she seems like she has things together in some senses, but then her beliefs are like batshit crazy.
Yeah, it seems like she leads like a fairly normal life outside of her crazy shit.
You know, it's just like she dresses reasonably nicely.
Sometimes she wears foil on her head, though.
Yeah, but you know that's an occupational hazard when you're the leader of the Church of Gail. But I mean, it's just like, you know, she's got her shit together. She's, you know, got her house in order. She seems like she's driving around in a pretty reasonably nice vehicle. Everything seems like it's going okay for Gail, but then, you know, put shields around the penises! Put shields around them! Don't let their penises fall off! Oh!
Oh my goodness, he didn't shrapnel this hit me in the eye.
Oh, that's sad.
There's blood and semen everywhere.
Jesuits try to portray me to the world as the victim of a bunch of crazy internet goons or something. Count the number of the beast. His number is 666. Zach Knight became Satan incarnate. I kind of like see shadows. It's like I get a picture in my mind. Oh man, Zach Knight, he just stuck his tongue in my mouth.
Zach Knight.
Does he had like a little miniature portal that?
Yeah. He's transdimensional.
Oh man, Jesus just gave him a spot, man. He's down.
The Church of Gail. I'll see it.
Yeah, I want to go to the premiere.
Is it gonna open at Sundance or something?
Yeah.
They're going to end up asking me a question
cans?
where I'm going to be forced to reveal who I am, and they often misunderstand me. They don't really have an appreciation for life's deeper and true values.
That's true.
I see.
You know, I feel like we can get a lot of insight
Dude,
from this film.
I feel that trailer speaks for itself.
Film of the year.
No doubt.
Cancel the Oscars. No need this year. Every category. Church of Gail.
Gail made a video called Zach Knight in Gail's apartment.
Oh shit. He found where she lives finally. She's fucked.
Did she get pregnant just from
Here we
looking
go.
at him?
Zach on this video. This is where I think he's at. And I'm putting lightning bolts on him. He's still there. Okay, let's just see if this worked.
Is Zach Knight a changeling?
Yeah.
Or a
Let's see if
shapeshifter?
this worked.
I see him. Do you guys see him? It's like, where's Waldo?
He's
You
right
really got to
there.
look.
And I got me a new pair of shoes too, which Jesus says are powerful shoes. Hi, you guys. I'm Skyping with Brent
Okay.
Spiner, and he said that Jesus put power in my shoes, my walking shoes. I think Zach Knight's right there by my door. That's what I sense with my shoes.
No.
I'm not sure, but hey, Zach Knight, get out of here. Get out.
Get out, Zach Knight.
And leave me alone.
She seems pretty calm about it. She's kind of like, get out of
Get
here.
out of here, Zach Knight.
come on.
Go away, Zach Knight.
Come on.
The
Be
bane
gone.
of my existence.
Get out of here, Zach Knight.
Be
Get
gone,
out of
Zach
here.
Knight.
The man who is single-handedly trying to engineer my
out of here,
destruction.
Zach
Get
Knight.
out.
Come on.
Evil
Go,
Jesuit.
Zach. Go.
That's where he's at.
I have shoes.
Go.
Go, Zach Knight.
These are powerful shoes.
Go, Zach
Jesus
Knight.
has
Go.
anointed them. So, let's
Jesus
see
kind
if,
of Kind of bored if he's doing that kind of shit
Brett
now.
wants me to upload this
Zach
to
Knight's just
YouTube,
hanging
so-
around her house. Yeah, I'm just gonna chill here
I bought
invisibly.
them yesterday at Academy, and I just came out of the shower because I went for my walk. Zach Knight has been trying to sabotage my health by causing me to believe that I have histamine intolerance, and he uses mind control to do that. And he's been a bad boy, so I decided to take care of him.
Good job.
I see.
You did it, Gail. Zach Knight can't stand those holy shoes.
Anointed by
Blessed
Jesus.
by Jesus, yes.
Looks like Gail from the Church of Gail, as everyone knows,
our friend,
has come out with a new book, Jesus the Eternal Bridegroom.
Good.
Wow.
Sounds compelling.
I'm sure it's going to be a New York Times
New York
bestseller.
Times best-selling author Gail Chord Schuler.
I guess, yeah, so here it is.
Happy Easter, everyone. Oh, I am so tired. I've been working like a slave for the past 2
Jesuits.
weeks to get my book out at Easter, and I did it. So happy
for
Easter. Jesus the Eternal Bridegroom is published at Amazon as a Kindle book and as a paperback. And I'm just going to go ahead and let you see what it looks like. I'm going to go right to the Amazon page here. Let's see if we can get this here.
Sure. Great cover.
Okay, as you can see, here it is. This is the
Just
Kindle
$3.99
edition.
too.
And it's available on Prime. On Prime, Ben. So if you have a Prime Amazon account, fast shipping. Oh, it's only on Kindle. Oh, or is it actual? Can you
No, she
actually?
said it's paperback too.
Oh, yeah, paperback. You can get it shipped. Overnight even.
Right here, Kindle edition. And Brent Spiner writes, he does the introduction, and he's the narrator, so I'm giving him credit.
That's amazing.
And if you if you go right here, you can click right here on the book here at Amazon, and you can get a preview of the book. And here's the beautiful cover. I did all the artwork. And you know what? This is an accurate representation of what Jesus really looks like.
Sweet.
And what Zach Knight really looks like. And then there's Brent Spiner and me in the background.
That's
and,
an accurate
here's the
picture
book.
of Jesus. That's what Jesus looks like, everyone.
His exact image.
That's the exact image of Christ.
Gail should know because she Skypes with Jesus.
Does she?
On a regular basis. I've seen video evidence, Scotty.
Of her Skyping with Jesus?
Yes.
That should be a song. Skyping with Jesus.
At Kindle.
Let's see what Brent has to say
And,
about this masterpiece.
Basically, it's Brent Spiner, his
Okay.
life from the time he accepted Christ as his Savior, which was very interesting because he accepted Christ because Jesus Christ rescued him from a UFO, and that's in this book.
He's about to be abducted. Jesus is like,
Oh,
no, my
you-
child.
Oh, Gail.
I almost want to try to get Brent Spiner's attention on this and see if we can get him to sue her or something for saying that he wrote the introduction to this book when he didn't.
What? Of course he wrote the introduction. TJ, come on.
I don't know if he would take it seriously enough, but
I don't think
No.
anyone should, honestly.
I don't
But it
think
would
Brent
be
Spiner
funny.
gives a shit. He's probably just like, if she wants to do that, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean?
I
It's
think
like,
it should be clear to anyone reading it that Brent Spiner did not really write the introduction, or did he? We never know. Could
He
be
didn't.
that Brent Spiner actually did write the introduction. To the
No.
Yep.
They even had that that Comic-Con he was at, and he's just like, I'm aware of what you're talking about, and I'll answer that question
But
personally or
that
something.
was the Jesuit.
Oh,
Clone. Clone, Scotty. Clone!
No, it wasn't a clone.
Well, apparently you can't follow a simple plot thread, Scotty. You're pretty stupid. Because that was not Brent Spiner. That was Brent Spiner's Jesuit clone.
Zach Knight made that fucking clone, dude.
Yeah.
He made that fucking clone.
TJ, do you think Bennett could be a clone?
I'm pretty sure he is.
Oh, okay.
I'm not prejudiced against clones, though.
Okay, so we still accept him even though he is a clone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was cloned by the Raelians.
Yeah,
Oh.
Ben is a Raelian clone?
Yes. I ran away. I had to get away from those
And I'm
fucking
pretty
crazy
sure-
Raelians.
Pretty sure Scotty might be a Janist clone. So.
No, I'm a Jesuit.
No, you're a Janist.
Janist. You Janist piece of shit.
Janist fucking piece of shit, Scotty. Go eat your fucking kale, bitch.
And so this is here's the book right here. It's a biographical novel about Jesus Christ through those who have met him. Here's the cast of characters. Brent Spiner, his clone, myself, Lori McBride and her clone. So she's actually a Jesuit clone, Matthew McConaughey, Jesus Christ, Judge Terrence Jenkins, Vladimir Putin.
Terrence Jenkins? What?
I love how his name is clearly Terrence, but she calls him Terrence.
It's Terrence. I mean, I bet you would say Keanu, like Keanu.
Yeah, is Keanu in there? I mean,
I'm sure he is.
I hope so.
Come on.
I see Putin.
Satan is in it.
Better yet, I mean, when you pick up Gail's book on Amazon, why not use the Drunken Peasants Amazon link?
Oh, yeah, true.
That way you're helping Gail out, you're helping the Drunken Peasants out. Everybody wins.
You're helping Brent Spiner even.
Yes.
I like how Satan is in it, but he's just like stuffed near the bottom.
You know,
oh, and Satan.
You know,
he's
Brent
there.
Spiner, the money Brent Spiner is still making off of Star Trek stuff, that pales in comparison.
You would figure
to the Gail Chord Schuler story.
You would figure that Satan would be billed over Matthew McConaughey, but I guess
Nah, dude,
no.
It's just Satan, dude. I mean, come on.
No, he doesn't get that much.
Dude, Matthew McConaughey is billed higher than Jesus even.
It doesn't even Jesus is like pretty low on the list. Brent Spiner is actually
number one,
top billing. Like Brent, then some other people, then Jesus, then a
Gail's actually third.
Yeah, so Brent Spiner,
even Brent, even his clone is better than Gail. Is what you're saying?
Brent Spiner's because like Gail's like, yeah, you know, you're a Jesuit clone, Brent Spiner, but you know, I'd probably still
do, yeah. You still look like Brent.
No, can't resist that.
His clone, Hugh Jackman, Ludmila Putin,
George W. Bush is in it too.
Larissa Putin, that was the wife of Vladimir that he had from 1983 to
an all-star cast. An all-star fucking cast. Like, would you see this movie? If this was made into a movie and it had all these people.
Someone in this is a character in the cast. It says Jesuit Rule 13.
Oh shit.
That's a character in the book. So
compelling literature.
How is Jesuit Rule 13 a character? I don't. Well, whatever.
I am Jesuit Rule 13, bitch.
Does Rule 14 appear?
No, only Rule 13 is in there.
2000 when she died, and then Jesuits replaced her with a clone wife that Vladimir never wanted, and my book goes into that. Jesuit Rule 13, the Antichrist, or Jesuit Zach Knight. And let me see how.
Ooh, I see. Okay, so I see Obama. I see Kim Jong-il, and then the Jesuit Kim Jong-il clone.
Yeah, because the real Kim Jong-il is a nice guy, but the clone's kind of a dick.
And then the guy below him, Dmitry Medvedev, I believe it's pronounced. He was the president of Russia when Putin was kind of like up for his term limits before he came back the second time.
Doing here. Okay, and Satan, George W. Bush,
I like how they're next to each other.
Bush. And you can see all this when you look at the Kindle version. This is the free preview.
Well,
Gerard
fuck, I ain't buying
Butler.
it.
Oh, the Pope was in it too.
Pope Benedict,
No
the
Keanu,
former,
no TJ.
the former Pope, the one that retired. And then Brianna Jenkins Schuler.
Yeah.
No, is there a relation?
Maybe.
Camilla Alves, who's a Jesuit. That's the one who poses as Matthew McConaughey's wife. And you know, Zach Knight owns the mainstream.
It's funny, like every famous dude that she wants to have sex with, she believes that their wives are like Jesuits.
And that they're just clones usually.
Yeah. It's weird.
They have Jesuit clones, and their wives are inherently clones. Like, oh, they have a wife? No, she's just a clone. They really want me. They're not interested in that.
Internet, so you're going to get the Jesuit version of events when you go online. Barack Obama, Kim Jong-il, and this book details what really happened to Kim Jong-il and how he was murdered by the Jesuits. Also,
Wow.
Pope Benedict was murdered by the Jesuits.
And you're trying to get people to hate the Jesuits? I think most people...
Down at the bottom here it says, Brent, if I could retroactively add anything to the Bible, it would be this. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet. Jesus Christ speaking to Brent Spiner. So Jesus was actually telling Gail shit like, you know, if I could add shit to the Bible, it'd be, don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Brent Spiner is like a modern-day Joseph Smith. And, like, you know, Jesus is giving him messages to add to the Bible.
It's because Brent Spiner is so amazing. Jesus is like, damn, you know what?
Brent Spiner is an instrument
We
of
need
God.
a new prophet, and his name is going to be Brent Spiner.
Yep.
Brent Spiner.
So we all need to worship
the
Brent
final
Spiner.
prophet of God.
Yes.
And that's in this book as well. And here are the table of contents. And here's a quote here. Brent, if I could retroactively add anything to the Bible, it would be this. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet. I have that as, I think, a memory.
Well, Gail, you're on the internet.
Yeah, and she pretty much believes anything
I know.
she sees on the internet. Like, if someone's like, I'm Jesus Christ, want to Skype? She's like, oh, shit, it's Jesus. So, kind of ironic coming from her.
Can you prove it's not Jesus, TJ?
No, I guess I can't.
Memorable quote from Jesus, since this book's about Jesus. And
Anyway, yeah, so that's
Yeah.
Gail's book.
Gail's got a book, everyone.
Nuke on the Vatican, damn. When did that happen?
Oh, every week.
Here's something I found that's kind of interesting. I'll play it for you guys, and we'll see what you think. We have...
I mean, if a parasite kills its host organism, then...
Oh, you got me there, TJ.
I sure did.
I'm the I'm the host, and you're the parasite. I understand.
You're stupid, Scotty. Next video.
All right.
Next.
I will be reading from Jesus, the Eternal Bridegroom, The Forbidden Abyss, Part 2. I'm the author, Gabriel Chana. This is taken from the chapter San Francisco Jesuit Homosexual Compound.
Obviously.
Auspicious start.
Sounds promising.
I take it back. That should be the title of your next song.
One by one, slapping him in the face. You're not fit to have the torture we've given to your friends. Because you've never had brain-to-brain sex with Gail.
Brain-to-brain sex with Gail.
They crash their brains into each other. It's
That's
like
some kinky shit.
Some brain battering rams. You know,
fucking got to get the bone saw.
Yeah. They swap brains.
Then we rub brains together.
Oh
Ooh,
God!
yeah.
Feel your
Or
brain.
Take out the brain, just shove it in there.
Yeah,
No, that's true too. Yeah.
I got an ice cream scooper. I scoop out a piece of my brain, shove it up your ass.
Brain sex.
They
From
pulled down their
Hasbro.
pants and flung their penises at him.
They swung their. Ah!
I love how every sentence is great. Every sentence is great.
Use the penis gun.
Firing penis.
I imagine like a big cannon full of fucking penises, just penises everywhere. It's raining dicks. Ah, no, ow.
The day it rained cock.
The day it rained dicks.
She won't ever make love to you because you're black.
Wow, that's racist, Gail.
Damn, Gail's racist, dude.
That's racist.
Yo, racist. Yo, you racist, Gail.
Is she talking about Terrence Jenkins?
No, she said something about not fucking someone because they're black or something.
Well, obviously, come on.
Reminded me of Jesus when he faced his accusers before they humiliated him on the cross. How they all went up to him and bashed his face in with their fists. Ah, Lord, the disciple is not above his master. Then they ripped off his clothes and forced him to carry his own cross exposed, nude and humiliated before the world. How Satan loved to torture Jesus.
Okay.
How he...
This is, yeah, I mean, this is some very interesting erotic,
I think
fan fiction.
TJ
here.
might need about 5 minutes after reading this, man.
It's like, Satan positioned Jesus on the bed. Jesus said, I'm not sure if I'm ready. Satan said, I really don't give a fuck, Jesus.
He touched his finger to Jesus' lips. Shh.
He unzipped his demonic pants and whipped out his gigantic red cock and poised it for entrance in Jesus' supple virgin asshole.
Oh, fuck yeah. Jesus begged him to be
Jesus
gentle.
let out a whimper and begged Satan to be gentle. Satan said, I'll show you gentle, as he rammed all 18 inches of his massive cock down Jesus'
We're kind of good, like
tight virgin asshole.
By the way, I'm pretty sure this book is available on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we're kind of getting like to Marquis de Sade territory now.
I'm buying it. Well, she's already there, man. I'm not even going as extreme as her. She's got, Jesus, yeah. They whipped him and, made him get naked and carry a cross through town so they could kill him. I mean, that's like more hardcore than just getting fucked in the ass by Satan's big red cock. So I actually took it down a level.
Or
is it? When I watched Passion of the Christ, I'm convinced that person had a fetish. Jesus gets the fucking shit beaten out of him.
Mel Gibson. It was Mel Gibson that made that movie.
I swear he has a fetish.
Probably. They made a South Park episode about that.
Yeah, it was like, torture me, you little piggies.
My dimples, they hurt. They hurt when I twist
Jealousy
them.
that he could never be as awesome as God's son. How the inferior ones punished those superior to them. How horrible that you couldn't get them to leave you alone unless you executed them, because they refused to give up their evil, their murders, and their tortures any other way. It amazed me how my mind wandered off with thoughts of Jesus in the midst of this horror. Perhaps thinking of him and how he endured it gave me some steel, some belief that all this had a purpose. But the love I had for Gail was so awesome that it attracted the notice of Satan and his cohorts, who obsessed over defeating that awesome love, to prove that such things are fairy tales, and therefore those who follow Satan should not be punished for evil, because they can eradicate the good.
The way she reads, it's like, therefore...
She has a career at audible.com waiting for her.
Yes.
I don't understand how her books are not more popular, because, like, if this is the kind of shit she's writing, this is some, like, Pulitzer shit, man. This deserves... This deserves some fucking prestigious literary awards and shit. This is
it's
great.
Almost just like a ring down as if Charles Manson just started writing books. Like, who would not read that?
And replace it with evil, thus trying to make evil appear good and omnipotent. You see, God, the goodness you expect of the human race is impossible.
I'm kind of unsure how we got from, like, big dicks being flung at people to this.
Yeah.
Like, it was so fast. There was no real transition, like, yeah, big dicks fucking flopping all over her face, and then Jesus was tortured.
TJ,
Yeah, I'm going flaccid here. Step it up, Gail.
Gail's genius will not be understood within her life.
Bring the dicks back, Gail. Keep the dicks coming.
TJ, the dicks will come.
Are proof of that by our very existence, and that you allow us to get away with our crimes. Will you punish those who have cooperated with us in our crimes like you do us? Well, you should. If not, you are unjust, and we are right to oppose you. To the Jesuits, God was an unfair and unreasonable douchebag.
What?
To the Jesuits, God was an unfair
douchebag. Did God like park on their lawn or something? Like
he wore a popped collar.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I'm God.
What's up, bro? Fuck yeah, man! You know what I'm saying? We can party as loud as we want. 4 a.m. perfect time for a party, bro.
To expect everyone to be perfect like him, to make themselves worthy.
Tries on with one of those really loud car stereos.
Then Satan and his Jesuits went before God and said, "See, we deserve heaven because no one on earth is more worthy than us. We have defeated true love, which is some fairy tale you've concocted."
She turned into a Disney villain all of a sudden.
I have defeated. We shall defeat you, God.
I have defeated the power of true love. I'm so delightfully evil.
We've got to have money.
Money.
Totally unattainable. Nobody wants to be perfect and boring like you, Jesus.
You must accept us as we are.
Jesus, I shall kill you!
Entrance into heaven. Unfair. Unjust. If you are so great, why won't you protect those who try to be perfect like you? Can't you stop us? Why are you so evil that you allow the humans who try to do it your way to suffer such humiliation? The mere fact that we can get away with all this means we are stronger and better than your weak followers. And we have the right to exist as we are. And
Back
so
to
Satan
penises.
and his followers sneered at me and Gail,
Penises.
and the men who loved
All right,
her,
TJ, no more
stating we are
penises.
so weak and pathetic, or else we would not submit to Jesuit sex.
Okay.
I will not
Let's get back to
submit.
sex.
We're back.
All right.
Keep
Like,
going.
Finally.
You see how they all stick their penises in us?
You're right, TJ. The dicks will come!
Oh, it was worth the wait.
You know, for a while I thought she'd lost her way, but she found it again.
It's like penises? Penises?
It's like Mr. Garrison's
Penises?
novel, man. Remember the episode of South Park? where
Oh,
he-
yeah.
What was it? I can't remember what he wrote, but
Penises. Mr. Garrison, you used the word penis over 2,000 times.
this is that book.
We are
again.
so superior that your followers cannot resist us. We will reign. You, Jesus, are not strong enough to protect your weak followers from us. I thought of one of Gail's favorite novels, The Thornbirds. The best is only bought at the cost of great pain. Kind of ironic that it was about a Catholic priest. Then they hoisted onto Terrance and thrust their penises into his mouth.
So many times.
Damn you, Terrans!
Damn you!
In terms of the narrative, I have no idea what's happening.
Oh, the narrative's all over the place. There's not even really as a narrative.
It's just like it's like
It's just random shit is happening.
the way it swings back from like Jesus and religion to people having dicks forced upon them, just like back and forth, back and forth. It's like the strange. It makes for the strangest little juxtaposition ever, and I love it.
I'm glad. Maybe we should like for one of our Patreon things. Maybe we should do like a review of the book.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Or maybe we could read. We could like read a chapter of it or something like that.
We should
I
get
don't
our
know.
hands on it and see what we can find.
Yes.
I winced. It was like I was replaying September 1992 with Laurie McBride. She had expanded her torture to all my friends. I could feel that warm blast in his mouth as if it was my mouth. Making love to Laurie.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
Really?
I feel the power of Jesus inside me.
This is transcendent.
Yes.
It was like making love to Satan, who shoved his tiny eels like snakes into the head of my penis to pollute my sanctuaries and shatter my innocence. The vile imaginations of these criminals shocked me into
Wait,
numbness.
is this TJ's biography or something?
It's a biography.
With each intrusion into my sanctuaries, the places where I only dreamed of Gail, I felt my heart shut down. I lost all feeling and went numb. It was the only way I could stand it. My heart refused to feel. I became ice, horrified, out of my senses. When you get a mortal wound, they say you know it, because all sensation leaves and you feel numb, because all the blood is drained, and there is nothing alive left to feel. That's how I felt in every way, physically, mentally, and emotionally. I felt my mortality had ended, and that I would meet God in another life. Meet Gail in another life if I met her at all.
Meet
this
God?
feeling of being in another world.
She's like, I met God I mean Gail in another life.
Oh.
That's pretty revealing.
That's a Galilean slip.
Yes.
Yeah, a Galilean slip. That's a good one.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Of denying my present reality to bear the unbearable had become my way of life, an entrenched habit, so that I went into autopilot, and my heart shut down, and I lost all feeling. Lastly, my brain shut down, so that all around seemed a dream. Please let it be a dream and let me wake up. My life became surreal. Images of horror terrorized my imagination. I felt dizzy and nauseated with disgust. Oh, Jesus, help me. Help us all. Is this what we must endure because we love the forbidden Gail? Why is she forbidden? Why must we suffer for loving greatness? Oh, Jesus, are you there?
Why must we
After
suffer for
stripping
loving
Gerard
greatness? Why must we suffer for loving the greatness and perfection that is Gail? Why, Lord, why?
They stared at him and pointed, giggling and hee-hawing. Ah, what a fine specimen! What fun! They pulled a dress over his head and arms, dressing him like a little girl. Oh, that's cute, they said, limping their hands at him, with smiles so wide you could almost see all their teeth. The Jesuit pried open Gerard's mouth and shoved a penis in.
I can't wait to rape you, Brent Spiner. Oh, yeah.
TJ, since I've been gone, has Gail mentioned penises?
No, I don't think so.
Not once?
No.
We'll need some intervention after this.
It's kind of funny. She comes in and out of it. Like she goes into like a penis trance almost.
And then there's another penis.
Yeah.
And then the Jesuits and Jesus.
Yeah.
They will make you slap somebody.
Dick, make you slap somebody.
How I felt for Gerard. So selfless. He always thought of us. Who would counsel him when all this was over? Come on, little girl. Suck hard on your mama's nipple. Just then another Jesuit shoved his penis into Gerard's anus. Put the Jesuit in his mouth.
What the fuck is going on?
Really?
Okay. All right.
Everybody just go ahead and buy this book.
Yeah.
The one from behind coordinated their thrusting motions like in a dance. I rubbed my eyes in disbelief. Tell me this is a dream, Jesus. Tell me we aren't doing this. But the penis was in my mouth, thrusting like a wild Indian, and the
wild Indian?
semen would not.
Thrusting like a wild Indian. Why was a wild Indian thrusting? This doesn't make any sense.
Let me deny the reality of my existence.
Analogy.
When they came to Hugh Jackman, he raised his fist and shot the fist into the Jesuits who approached him. The Jesuits flew back onto the wall. About 10 Jesuits then flew themselves onto Hugh and held him down. A black Jesuit with elephant legs and blubber protruding from his belly and bulges of fat on his back, shoved his rear onto Hugh's face. Bubba, they said to the black Jesuit, teach him for beating us up. The black Jesuit named Bubba shoved...
Bubba
the black Jesuit.
I'll teach you a lesson, Hugh.
The proper term is thug. Okay.
Bubba the Black Jesuit.
Bubba the Black Jesuit.
I'll teach you a lesson,
Lick
Hugh.
my butthole, he laughed.
Lick my butthole! For I am Bubba the Black Jesuit! Lick my butthole, good sir! That ought to teach you a lesson!
Play it again.
The black Jesuit named Bubba shoved his anus onto Hugh's mouth. Lick my butthole, he laughed.
I can't handle it. This is so fucked up.
Lick my butthole! Lick my butthole!
10 Jesuits pinned Hugh to the floor, freezing
damn.
his arms and legs. They hoisted his face onto the 2 balls of fat above Bubba's legs, his rump, and shoved Hugh's face between the balls. Now lick the butthole like a good boy.
Scotty's crying. Scotty's crying.
Scotty's fucking crying, man. It's so fucking. Scotty's fucking red. Scotty's near death.
Dude, it's awesome.
Lick the butthole now, TJ. Lick my butthole. What a hell of a voice for a black dude, too.
Exposing the zenith-flowered hole. His tongue traveling over its surface. Then we heard an explosion.
and brown feces exploded onto Hugh's face and into his mouth.
What
the fuck?
No.
On Hugh's face as the Jesuits held him firm in his embrace, his arms and legs frozen.
This appeals to people with any fetish.
The Jesuits filmed us the entire time with cameras and movie equipment.
I want to see this movie. Where the fuck is
Whoa,
this?
this is crazy.
This is
dude.
on film somewhere? How is this not leaked on the internet? 10 Jesuits shitting in Hugh Jackman's face?
Lick the butthole, you.
And a gigantic black dude is like, lick my butthole!
Yeah, I like that.
It reminded me of my
mean, we've all
time at
been
the
there.
San Francisco Zoo when Laurie raped me with elephants, eels, and God knows what else in September 1992.
With what?
So you see
Elephants,
people,
eels? Or elephant
This is from my
seals?
book.
Bird, elephants, eels.
Or is it elephant seals? Either one doesn't make sense.
I think
but-
there is a species of seal.
No, there is a, but I don't
Called
understand how
elephant
you.
seal.
I don't understand how you. I know there's an elephant seal, but how do you use it to rape someone?
With a lot of imagination.
Yeah.
And
boy, if I had time making this video. Jesus, the Eternal Bridegroom. I'm reading you from it. This book goes really deep into the hearts and souls of Jesus Christ. 24.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
This is a great.
It's so deep.
If you know, if you anyone out there, you know, you have a religious family member, this is a good book that you can buy them.
It's
that's
a powerful book.
It's going to reaffirm their faith.
Start a conversation about faith.
You know, I was actually thinking about building a youth ministry around it. You know,
That's wonderful. TJ.
distributing it to children so they can learn about Jesus.
And, you know, for older people, adults, you can be like, no, we're going to talk about licking the butthole.
First century disciples, which are me and my men.
All right, so yeah, that's a preview of Jesus the Eternal Bridegroom.
New York Times bestseller.
Yes.
I honestly don't know how it isn't with fucking writing like that.
I've just written some new law regarding updates to our Jesuit clone scanners, and I'll just go ahead and read you the law, as I just wrote
The
it.
law of the Jesuits.
This
I
is
did not know
from-
Gail
if you-
was into legislation at this point.
Yes.
She is, dude.
She is.
I would not want to live in a society. Well, maybe I would.
Yeah.
Lick my
It'd be interesting.
butthole, TJ.
Lick my butthole, he said.
She actually is putting out audiobooks, and I think on the next few shows I'm going to play excerpts from some of her more notable pieces that she's put out.
Maybe she'll
over
come
the
on
years.
the show one day.
Oh my God! No, she thinks we're Jesuits.
It doesn't matter.
so-
She's not afraid of some Jesuits.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I'll get her.
Go to GabrielChana.com and click on Conspiracy Law Updates, and then go to number 2, the number 2 law, which is International Criminal Law Space Technology, and then go on down to Section 41, Jesuit and Jesuit clone scanners. For the purpose of this legal document, a Jesuit is defined as one who willingly and knowingly obeys the true Jesuit leader and the Antichrist Zach Knight,
Okay, check.
Yep, definitely. Zach
do.
Knight. We'll
Zach
obey him.
Knight, right? Yeah.
even unto death, and who willingly and knowingly subscribes to Jesuit attitudes and philosophy, which includes
Check.
their conviction that they have the right to use Nukaki and the murder of millions
New cocky.
That's
yeah.
still a thing. That's still going. The new cocky.
in any and all means to establish the Antichrist Zach Knight as the dictator over all the earth.
Sounds good.
Before the existence of Zach Knight, the Jesuit order was defined as the Jesuits who followed the leadership of the Black Pope, which
Black
included the
Pope.
sponsorship and financing of the Nazi regime in World War II,
Regime?
and the
Regime.
activities described so well in this
Interesting.
She means regime. right?
Everything goes
does.
back to Nazis, man.
the book, The Secret History of the Jesuits by
It's kind
Edmund
of like how
Paris.
someone
See
whose
Jack
name is
Chicks-
obviously Terrence becomes Terrance.
Terrance Jenkins.
Terrance Jenkins.
What's the other one? Kanyo?
Keanu.
Yeah,
now
Keanu.
Regime.
Yeah, regime. This regime is crazy.
publications. Okay.
It's like a salad
In this
dressing.
law, the Antichrist Zach Knight is defined as the Zach Knight, who Satan resurrected from hell on February 14, 2012, in the middle of a Church of Gail service, and who Jesus Christ calls the Antichrist.
So the Antichrist was born on Valentine's Day at a
guys,
church of
there's
At the Church of Gail.
There's a book called Table Conversations with Jesus where he actually says that Zach Knight is the Antichrist. So
That should be Brett Keen's next move. Like
Mary Gail. Brett
Jesus
Keenan, Gail
Christ is
together.
defined as the man who is God, who came to earth and died on the cross for mankind around 33 AD and was resurrected from the dead 3 days later. He's also the Jesus Christ who regularly meets with the real Brent Spiner and has appointed the real Brent Spiner as pastor at Church of Gail.
Right.
Accelerated growth hormone is defined as the hormone or hormones used by the Jesuit order and their supporters to cause a clone baby or any baby to grow into adulthood at an accelerated rate so that the baby can be an adult within days, weeks, or months. Okay? A clone is defined as a baby created with the genes of an authentic person, and my conspiracy law defines that in other sections, created in order to deceive the public and to promote Jesuit goals and to destroy and or replace the authentic person with a person who sympathizes with Jesuit goals.
You know,
okay,
I don't really feel like any of these terms needed to be explained to me. I feel like, you know, just knowing what I already do about the Gael mythology, Jesuit clone, it really wasn't a mystery to me, you know? I like Gail's insanity better than G-Time Johnny's in a way because hers all fits together at least, you know? Like, I understand, like, I can, even though she's crazy, I can get into her little world, see what she's talking about, see the mythology, see how all the pieces fit together. Still lunacy, but it all clicks, you know?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's like a really elaborate work of fan fiction.
We've already determined at the rerun of the Nuremberg war crimes trials that the Jesuit order is guilty of massive war crimes against the human race, including being the instigator and cause of the deaths of billions through the Nazi death camps, concentration camps, wars,
No, that was atheism. That was atheism, Gail.
And other means, and thus all true and willing and knowing Jesuits deserve the
true
death
numbers
penalty.
have been suppressed by the
A
Jesuits.
Nukaki is defined as a nuclear bomb that contains Jesuit semen, which
What? They got to sit there a long time to fill that thing, too. Like, oh, God. This has to destroy an entire city. Everyone keep jerking.
can impregnate all women exposed to this semen, and which produces a tidal wave of semen that drowns out its victims and often spreads deadly germs through the infected semen. We will construct a Jesuit scanner that will replace all...
I tell you what, if I ever win the Powerball, I am spending $200 million to make a movie of Gail's vision of the world. And there's going to be a big Nukaki explosion that destroys New York City at the very end, and it's going to be great.
It's funny because you'll spend so much and make like $600 in theaters or something.
No, if I make a movie where a giant cum bomb destroys New York, people will see out of morbid curiosity.
Yeah, but it'd be like NC-17 by then.
No.
Previous Jesuit scanners used against
You're an
Jesuits.
idiot.
This Jesuit scanner will be programmed to detect the presence of accelerated growth hormones in persons. Those persons who have accelerated growth hormones in or on their bodies, which has been used to cause that person to grow from infancy to adulthood at an accelerated rate, and who are also willing and knowing Jesuit supporters, must be arrested as war criminals. To determine who these persons are, we will use a Jesuit scanner which will detect for the presence of accelerated growth hormones in persons. All persons who harbor accelerated growth hormones on or within their bodies will then be scanned again to determine if they are willing and knowing Jesuit supporters using mind and emotion reading technology. All persons who harbor accelerated...
Who's going to enforce this law? Like, is she going to, like, present this to the world's leaders and they're just going to be like, you know, what Gail says goes...
Build the Jesuit scanners.
I mean, she's already got Vladimir Putin's ear, so I guess that's possible.
How she scan everyone? Will they be like sent to like concentration camps where they have to be scanned?
Yeah, I want to know what happens to the scanned. Do they go? Are they like disposed of? They're just like destroyed.
Yeah, like what happens?
Is there going to be a
them?
Holocaust under Gail's watch? Is she like the new Hitler?
growth hormones and who are also willing and knowing Jesuit supporters, as defined by this document, will be executed at once by the Jesuit scanner.
Executed.
These are
So
Gail is basically in favor of just slaughtering anyone she doesn't like that she considers a Jesuit.
Jeep, jeep, you're a Jesuit. You die now.
Yeah, Gail is kind of fucked up, man.
When Gail starts talking about executing people, like knowing that she's legitimately crazy and now she's talking about executions, I think it might be time for someone to intervene.
Are dangerous war criminals who must be executed to preserve freedom of religion and conscience in the world.
You're going to execute people of a certain faith to preserve freedom of religion? How does that make any sense?
Doesn't make any sense at all. Well, TJ, they're trying to destroy the world, remember, and the Church of Gail.
Right.
They're
Also,
one being away.
Those persons who just meet the single criteria of being a willing and knowing Jesuit supporter, even if they do not harbor accelerated growth hormones on or in their person, will also be executed by the Jesuit scanner.
Whoa, so we're dead, dude.
Fuck yeah.
The drug
We
offenders
needed
are
to
gone.
update the scanners because Jesuits have flooded the world with dangerous, tricky, and deceptive Jesuit clones who threaten freedom of religion and conscience in the world. These dangerous deceivers must be executed so that true love and freedom may flourish. It matters not whether these
kill people for love.
Yeah, kill them with love.
If we only kill all the Jesuits, love will reign supreme.
Well, obviously.
war criminals have money or fame, would we keep Adolf Hitler alive just because he was rich or famous? Those who program these Jesuit scanners must not be Jesuits and must all work under the supervision of our nanotechnology research team and those under their authority. Anyone who willingly and knowingly programs these scanners to violate these laws in this Section 41 or the principles of conspiracy law, that's Section 41 of International Criminal Law,
They'll
space
be
technology.
executed as well.
Yeah, what a shock.
Jesus Christ! Like, how much time does she sit down and? How much time does she sit through-
She just sits. She wrote out some huge laws that have like all these defined terms in them and everything.
She's very thorough.
Yep.
Yeah, she is.
Will be given the death penalty as a Jesuit conspirator.
Oh, death penalty. Wow.
Gail realizes that in order to use these scanners, we're going to need the cooperation of all conspiracy law honoring nations. Those nations that refuse to enforce these Jesuit scanner laws will be listed as terrorist nations on Vladimir Putin and the Church of Gail website, and at the Gabriel Tana Fox News channel. If after much prayer and
Gabriel
after
Tana
attempts
Fox News channel.
after attempts at negotiation have failed,
The fuck
those
is that?
nations that refuse to honor these laws in this Section 41 of ICLST, space technology, will be treated as terrorist nations. I will have a link for these laws underneath this video. As a terrorist nation will be given a deadline to enforce these laws, and if they fail to meet this deadline, we will take whatever measures are necessary to ensure that we can use these Jesuit scanners in their territory.
World War III.
Yeah, Gail's going hardcore. She's like, execute these people, Any nation that doesn't agree to my laws, we will destroy them with any means necessary.
Wow.
Gail's getting violent, dude.
Yeah, Gail's pretty crazy, man.
And those who willingly and knowingly try to get in our way will be executed.
Of course.
If execution is not advisable due to something like a hostage situation, we will go to prayer before God and ask for wisdom. But by no means will the guilty nations go unpunished.
Yeah, by no means.
The Jesuit order is a
Fuck
spear
them.
in Jesus Christ's side, and he will help us in this matter. If we are stuck, we will form prayer bands at Church of Gail and pray and ask
That's
Jesus
what
for
Jesus
guidance.
said. If you do not agree with me, you will be executed. I remember that in the Bible all over. That was definitely the message and teachings of Jesus.
Let he who is with guilt cast any stone he wants in any direction he sees fit.
Repeatedly into someone's head for being a Jesuit.
So that we can restore true love and freedom into this world and defeat the Jesuit cancer. As to complaints that these laws are unjust, which the Jesuits will flood anywhere and everywhere they can.
Well, they are.
If you
completely
are not a
unjust.
Jesuit, as defined by
That's only something a Jesuit would say, Scotty.
Only a Jesuit would say that. Nice
Only
try.
a Jesuit deals in absolutes.
Nice
this
try,
document,
Scotty.
you have nothing to fear. All good people must agree that those who meet the definition of Jesuit as defined by this document certainly deserve the death penalty.
Sure. Yeah.
So what I claim about the
Kill 'em
Jesuits
all.
is not true, and the Jesuits are a benign organization and not the Jesuit order that I've described in this
Yes,
document.
me.
No executions will take place.
Right.
The Jesuits who are executed are not necessarily the Jesuit order of the Roman Catholic Church, but are those who
They're the
willingly and
real
knowingly
Jesuits.
honor the true Jesuit leader, Zach Knight.
Zach
However,
Knight.
if my definition of the Jesuit order is correct, and the organization
really big
is
if.
as I described them in this
That's a
document, they will
massive
need to
Grand
fear for
Canyon
their
if.
lives because we cannot allow such terrorists to live.
If my crazy ramblings are true, we have much to fear. It's like, but they're not.
Yeah.
Gail wants to kill everybody all of a sudden.
Yeah, Gail's like fucking execute everyone.
Gail's harshing my mellow all of a sudden.
Yeah, Gail's
This is like a dark final chapter to my Gail film.
So if
Where
you are
Gail
not
just
a
murders
Jesuit
everyone on
murderer
Earth.
at heart, you can sleep soundly at night.
Okay.
I have prayed much over these laws, that they would be completely just, so that only the truly guilty are punished.
Okay.
And as to those who say that the Bible
I'm
says, "Thou
convinced.
shalt not kill,"
It does.
that means "thou shalt not murder."
Right.
The Bible also states that those who are murderers must be executed, and all true Jesuits are murderers at heart.
Okay.
And according to the Bible,
At heart.
a murderer must be executed.
I don't remember that, but okay.
Her logic is so deeply flawed, it's just quite astonishing.
Perfectly sound, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Perfectly
I'm
sound
sure.
logic.
They're murderers in their hearts, therefore their death is, acceptable.
Any random person I don't like, kill them. Because my law, the scanners.
No.
The scanners.
Use a euphemism. Execute them.
Execute them.
It's not blow their fucking brains out, it's execute them.
Well, they do deserve to die, for they are murderers in their heart.
Yep.